All right, hello there, everybody. Welcome. This is No Bones About Wrestling. Well, there you go. This is No Bones About Wrestling. I am one of your hosts tonight. My name is Asa. Hi. I'm going to be joined at some point by Fabulous, my usual hostess. And tonight we're doing Thursdays in December. We've been doing Starrcade watch alongs. And this Thursday is no different because tonight we are going to watch Starrcade 1997 and see what we got here. And this was, I believe, this was the most, this was the Starrcade that was ordered the most on pay-per-view. Because just to, and I'm sure the announcers will set the stage at some point, but just to set the stage for you if you're younger. Hulk Hogan was in charge of the NWO. You know, he was a great guy, and then he turned evil. Everybody hated him, and became in charge of the NWO. Became Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and the NWO would just run in matches and do whatever the fuck they wanted, and they're running roughshod. And WCW was fighting against them, but then the kind of the one man who stood back, which you would think he would be on WCW's side, and he kind of was at first. But the one man who stood back from all this was Sting. And instead of just like leaving the company or taking a vacation, you know, like a normal person, he started painting his face black and white like the Brandon Lee movie The Crow. And then he had a raven, I guess, a raven or a crow on him, and started carrying on a black baseball bat and hanging up in the rafters and the top seats of the arenas. And whenever he was needed, he would swoop down on a guided harness and beat the shit out of the NWO with a baseball bat. And so this went on for a year or so. Sting did not wrestle, was not wrestling, um, not even at house shows, to my knowledge. And so they built the fuck out of this main event with Hollywood Hulk Hogan defending the world title against Sting. So that's your main event, and we're in Washington, D.C., and there's some other good matches on the card tonight. I didn't write them all down. I'm kind of trying to avoid spoilers just because I know who wins that match, but some of these matches I haven't seen in a while, so I really don't remember who wins. Um, let's see, what else have we got? Starrcade 97. Okay. We got Diamond Dallas Page, former, or I guess at this point, future world champion Diamond Dallas Page, taking on Kurt Hennig, maybe better known as Mr. Perfect from his WWF days. We've got former WCW world champion Lex Luger taking on Buff Bagwell. Should be an interesting match between two super roided out guys. Nothing against Lex or Buff. I love them both. But let's just face facts. Speaking of roided out guys, we got Chris Benoit, one of the best to ever do it, taking on Perry Saturn. We got an early glimpse at Goldberg and some of his greatness as he faced off against former NFL player Steve Mongo McMichael. And also, in just looking at the event, I honestly don't remember what my favorite match was from it. Just looking at the event, I'm going to guess the best match is Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. Could easily be Hennig versus DDP also.
That's the one I'm looking forward to the most, the DDP match.
Why is that?
Because I love DDP.
Oh, and I haven't introduced her. This is Fabulous, the hostess with the mostess. And yeah, we're happy to be with you this Thursday. We're gonna do, what's today? 20th?
No, 19th.
19th.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do one more Starrcade watch along for next week, the 26th. If you have any input, feel free to put it in the chat. Feel free to send it to me on X. Whatever you want to do, get in touch with me. And I'm not saying necessarily we'll do it, but I will definitely consider it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had it narrowed down to a few this time. It's hard to pick, just like looking at the cards, you know?
Well, yeah, it's been happening. Well, from not happen, been happening. It happened from 1983 to 2001. So we've done 83. We did 90. We did 93. We did 96. We did 99.
I thought you told me the 2001 one didn't happen.
I didn't say anything about 2001, and that is because there wasn't one. Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We listed it when you said the years.
Oh, well, didn't happen. Wasn't one.
Okay.
Yeah, and so throughout, we'll try and give you our expertise on things, as it were. Try and give you some of our comments on things, and yeah, we'll enjoy. So I'm going to give people just a couple minutes here to get in the room, and then we'll do a countdown, and we can all press play at the same time, so we're all synced up. So if you're watching this live with us right now, Thursday night, thank you. If you're watching this later with us, thank you also. You can watch this synced up with us as well. You just can't talk with us in the chat, obviously. Well, fuck, who knows at this point? Maybe there'll be a parallel dimension where you can chat with us, so I don't know anymore.
Well, they can always leave a comment on our YouTube channel or message you on X or email you through our website.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, great show as I remember it. I don't want to talk a whole lot about the main event because I'll talk about it when we get there. But so what I would do, where I you, is you open up. Now you can do it a number of different ways. You can have a DVD of the event. You can have a VHS of the event. You could have some other format that isn't necessarily legal, which I would not advise anyone to do. You can
You can stream it.
you can stream it
That's what we're
by going on Peacock, WWF section, WCW section, Starrcade section, 1997.
just types STARR in the search and it comes up immediately. It's way faster.
Well, that helps too. Yeah. Go to WWF section, type in STARR.
Just in the search, you don't have to go to the WWF section.
Oh,
right above home.
And Peacock.
Yeah, and Peacock.
Oh, okay, that works too. But yeah, Starrcade 1997 is what we are going to watch this evening. Very good show as I remember it. And as I said, I'm not going to talk about the main event. Well, we can all talk about that as we get there. But it was, if memory serves, as I said a minute ago, it was the most purchased pay-per-view in WCW history. I could be wrong on that, but I know it was at the time because this just Sting versus Hogan thing had been building for so long. People wanted to see Sting get his mitts on that dirty old Hogan, and beat his ass and win the title.
Well, even without the buildup, I am very excited to see Sting get his mitts on that dirty old Hogan. I love Sting. So even if you didn't watch the buildup, I think you can still enjoy it.
Yeah. But with the buildup, it means a lot more.
Yeah.
Like Sting legitimately did not wrestle for like a year and a half to sell this angle of him being some sort of shadowy loner. So we are going to try and start right at 8 o'clock.
It's 8:05.
Alexa, what time is it?
8:05.
The time is 8:05 p.m.
We're going to try and start right at like 8:07. So if you're not there, I'm going to give you just a little bit longer. Go to Peacock and search for STARR, as in Starrcade. Go to 1997. And what you want to do is press play and then real quick, press pause. And if you didn't catch it, just press rewind, then press pause real quick. You want it to be at 000, and then we'll do a countdown. We all press play together. So you know what I'm saying. I know what you're talking about. We're all synced up. We're all watching the same thing. And if you get off, if new people join throughout, I'll be giving updates. Here's what time we're looking at, or here's what time we're at. So hopefully you don't get too lost. So, Kay, what match are you most looking forward to, real quick, before we start?
DDP
DDP and
Mr. Perfect, but his other name.
Kurt
Hennig.
Hennig. Kurt Hennig.
Yeah.
Of course, the son of Larry the Axe Hennig and the father of Curtis Axel.
He's wrestling too, right? Now?
Who?
Curtis Axel?
No idea.
Oh, okay.
I think he might be in the Indies, but I really don't know.
How'd you know his name?
He used to be in WWE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for me, my most just on paper, and I really don't remember the show very well, honestly. It's been a long time since I've seen it. On paper, it's got to be Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko or Lex Luger versus Buff Bagwell. I want to see how those two work together. Very curious about it.
All right, it's 8:07.
All right, so yeah, everybody, I've given you time to be ready. Get your clicker fingers ready. And like I said, you should have Starrcade 97 pulled up. Have it paused at zeros. And we're going to do a countdown. And 5. So it's gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. When I say play, press play. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
Ooh, that's a neat little intro.
Yeah, so you should be seeing Sting on a rainy rooftop. Images of Hogan.
Projected on broken glass.
Oh yeah.
Rain. Watches from the shadow.
They weren't fucking around with this show, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Stepping right on his face. You're not gonna read the caption things?
People can read.
Yeah, but it's fun to do a voice.
He's witnessed the ruin of an empire. Now he seeks the ruin of one man.
See, yeah, that's like way better.
Starrcade 97.
Here we go.
Washington, D.C., the biggest night in the history of our grand sport, as Tony Schiavone calls it. Said that dozens of times throughout the years.
Did you watch this live when it was happening?
No.
Or you were watching wrestling at that point, though, right? 97?
No.
Oh,
This is like right before I started watching wrestling again.
okay.
I'm through kind of a lull in middle school where I didn't, but then I started watching it again.
I got you now.
That we've waited a lifetime for. Hi, everybody, along with the American.
Now that's an announced team right there.
Today, I'm Tony Schiavone. An event that we've waited for a lifetime, but an event not without controversy.
Excited, Kay?
I am. I'm also really thinking a lot about 1997.
Controversy raised about the referee for the Sting Hollywood.
Like 7th grade. So you were.
Was made earlier today that the names of all the active officials would be put into a hat. And J.J.
What?
Dillon, the chairman of the WCW Executive Committee, he will draw a name of the official for Sting and Hogan out of the hat. We'll find out later.
Sounds like some WCW bullshit.
Yeah.
From the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, you may have seen as we open the program, many WCW wrestlers in attendance. As a matter of fact, we talking about unity. Look at members of Harlem Heat out there.
Oh.
Sonny Ono was there.
Stevie Ray, Booker T, Sonny Ono,
WCW athletes, we have seen it.
Disco Inferno, Mortis.
Every wrestler here tonight, WCW wrestler in attendance watching.
There's Hugh Morris. They barely got him a ticket. Glacier.
We're professional wrestling fans, but also
Seriously.
Brian Rath. Brian Rath was back there, better known as Adam Bomb.
destiny from the time that you want to be a great athlete
You'd think the name Glacier would be like almost like a Bam Bam, not Bam Bam. What's the other guy?
Pebbles.
Booger.
Barney.
Booger. What's his name? They used to send me
Red
Bastion.
Flintstone.
Bastion Booger.
Oh.
You know where it'd like move really slowly and would be very large, like a glacier.
It's like a Sub-Zero ripoff.
I always say, okay.
See, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, this is why you put on the pack. This is why you go hours on the road. This is why you train hard. This is what it's all
Who's the
about.
guy on the one on the right that was the announcer?
The Professor Mike Tenay.
Okay.
You don't do this swinging though, because there's a fight about to break out right here at Starrcade. It's going to be the biggest fight ever. Now, fans, there's another controversy concerning Kevin Nash. And if you hear the music, we're ready to start. We received a press release from the NWO before this event began that said that Kevin Nash would not be here tonight to face the Giant. You might understand that's all we know.
Plain and simple, that's it. And controversy seems to be the backdrop for Starrcade 1990.
Huh.
That's all we can tell you about that. He was scheduled to go up against the Giant, but Kevin Nash is not here tonight. Hopefully,
Seems fishy.
here at Starrcade, let's go to David Pinter.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, WCW Starrcade 1997.
So before the show begins, I just want to show you who I'm repping. Got the T-shirt check on for life.
I'm repping Christmas VHS tapes. It's got all the good ones. Well, not a lot of the good ones. There's too many to fit on the shirt. Ernest Saves Christmas is on here. Pee-wee's Christmas special is not here. I guess maybe because it's not a movie, but
We need to watch some more Christmas stuff. It's getting close. We don't even have any decorations up.
I have plans.
Have plans.
I have plans.
Well, you get the goddamn house cleaned up before the plans start.
Yeah, well, no, that's part of it. Getting all the Halloween stuff away. So in 1997, I was collecting lenticular Star Wars pogs out of Dorito bags. I would get one every day at middle school, trying to get the entire 42 pog collection. And I was super into General Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. What were you doing in 97?
Playing baseball.
Oh, they're opening with us.
That's about it.
Baseball.
Baseball.
That's cool. Baseball's cool. What position did you play normally? Infield, right?
Second base, right field.
I played baseball for 1 year.
I pitched for like a half an inning. So you can guess how that went.
Yeah.
People are here, Tony. Over 20,000, I know.
24,000.
I would get really bored in right field and start like looking for bugs. And then the baseball would get hit into the right field and I would have like no idea because I was not looking at all.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Right field is where they generally put the worst child.
I was not the worst child, which I felt so bad for the kid who was
You
like,
played
the
what
worst.
position?
Right field. Yeah, no. But there was one kid who like, I don't think he ever got a hit, like even made contact, you know? Anyway. Who are you for here?
Oh, you got to be for Eddie.
I was like, how are you taking this long with this question?
Well, they're both excellent.
Well, I know they're both excellent, but how could you possibly root against that like killer mullet? And just like Eddie is the best, yeah.
Inconspicuous, or not inconspicuous, conspicuous in his absence. The Lionheart Chris Jericho, not on this program. So I don't know what gives with that. He hadn't quite gotten his push yet, but he most certainly was one of the more entertaining people they had on the roster. But a lot of people just didn't care about the cruiserweights, you know? Hence, we're getting, I think, one cruiserweight match here, and this is it. But the cruiserweights were, as far as wrestling ability, the cruiserweights were the core of WCW. And then, of course, as far as ratings go, the giant stars were the core of WCW.
See it live as it happens. Also, it's a show of unity for WCW as well, guys.
But we're seeing that unity.
Is that a La Parka mask in the audience? He was
It
the
might
one
be
that
La
was like-
Parka.
oh yeah. Oh, I guess it said wrestlers on the audience.
Yeah.
This entire card.
I'm not talking about the dude in the same mask, people. I guess you're thinking I was confused. Oh. Ah! That was excellent.
Swingers, when I talk about somebody
A high stack. Nope.
the brain is not out here with us. That's another controversy going on. Well, really, if you remember what happened in Nitro,
Oh,
Mm. Yeah, these two doing it.
all the efforts that
These two are very good friends. Dean Malenko's just fantastic. Always was.
he's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having health problems as I understand it, but I believe he may be working for AEW in some capacity. I think he is, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, we've seen him in some backstage shots, like over the years.
That's a shame. But yeah. Very good.
they've tried to get a quick hit. I really believe the two-time athletes and these guys are. It's going to take a while. Don't get in a hurry. Don't make
Little Nate in the ring, making sure everything goes okay.
We saw him Saturday night at main event. The old little Nate.
Oh, yes. And I believe this was the final WCW event for years that was billed as just WCW Starrcade, because the next pay-per-view was called NWO Sold Out, which would be something to look back at eventually. It was like the NWO put on their own pay-per-view. They invited WCW guys to come fight them. They didn't give the WCW guys any entrance music or pyro or any shit like that. The NWO got to pick the refs. And then after that, they were co-branded. It would be WCW/NWO Super Brawl, WCW/NWO Spring Stampede, whatever. For quite a while until the NWO fad died down a bit.
Certainly was, and we expected something.
Wait, how can it die down if it's for life?
To address that situation and really.
Well, just because it's for life doesn't mean the fans aren't fickle.
No, just joking.
I tell you what, guys, going ahead and turning our attention to what's happening right here with all the controversy surrounding us. Eddie Guerrero took an opportunity there, guys, to come in there and take the legs out of Dean Malenko, and now.
Was this for a belt? Did you say a belt?
I did not see about.
To work on the legs of Malenko. That way, he's not going to be as effective when he goes for the Texas Cloverleaf submission hold.
And he stomps away on the face of Dean Malenko. Well documented the way Eddie has changed his life around, and thus certainly.
Yeah, this event here in Washington, D.C. And folks, if you've never been to Washington, D.C., not a place you want to go.
Rivals, longtime tag team partners, even, and they recently on a Monday Nitro, they formed a tag team. But
Unless you're rolling like 20 deep during the daytime.
Malenko.
Otherwise, stay away.
And hung him up to dry right there.
It's nothing but HIV and gun murders. Don't make that face at me. I read statistics. I know what happens. I lived in D.C. for a summer. I know what happens there.
Is HIV infection rates higher in DC than anywhere else in the country?
Way higher.
Really?
Yes.
Only got a 2 count, but almost as Ralph Robinson's arm was on the way down for number 3. Here in the opening bout, you see.
I went to a slam poetry show.
Because you got all the gay men pumping the cum in each other. You got all the drug addicts pumping the blood up in each other. You got all the closeted, business and political types getting the cum pumped into them. And then they probably still got women and they're pumping the cum into them. So everybody's just filled up with HIV semen in DC, and then sharing the needles between the drug users. And that is essentially the story of why there's so much HIV in Washington, D.C.
I know HIV is associated with gay men, but they're not the highest group with transmission rates anymore. It was like 15, 20 years ago.
Well, that's what they say. That's self-identifying. That's because plenty of people don't want to be like, yeah, I fuck men in the ass.
Mhm.
It's not a thing most straight men or whatever, if they think themselves straight, they don't want to cop to that.
Mhm.
So those figures are very skewed. Self-reporting for diseases means nothing.
What's happening right now?
Eddie Guerrero's trying to get a truce.
In this matchup, his wife gave birth to a daughter on Christmas night. First child for the Malenkos. Larissa is her name.
Oh,
Shot right there. Go ahead, kiss my foot, and I'll kick you right between the eyes. Malenko's so focused he will not buy any of those shenanigans from Eddie Guerrero. Eddie down low, watch out, Dean. Yeah, that's what happened a while ago. He went out and took the powder, took it on wall, and didn't tell back.
I want you to make some corrections to the logo, to our logo. I'll talk to you about it later.
our no bones logo or the? Oh, okay.
Go downstairs with him.
Yeah, folks, very soon here. Not in time for Christmas, unfortunately, but very soon we are going to have No Bones About Wrestling merchandise for sale. So get ready, get hyped. We will also probably be doing some giveaways for No Bones About Wrestling merchandise. So get ready, get hyped.
Back at the end of October.
That was terrible.
Look fun.
Talk about Bret the Hitman Hart here tonight as a special referee with Eric Bischoff and Larry Zbyszko.
This match has been really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing it.
Certainly is a team
Opening match of the biggest show of the year. You better go out there and do your shit.
I've never been to. There's so much at stake tonight at Starrcade. Back body dropped him, and Guerrero went face first in the top turnbuckle. Now pick him up.
Let's see, he goes for the global, he's no 4 p.m.
Well, you're growing Eddie Guerrero mullet.
Was able to easily get the
Well, I?
Yeah.
for the
No. Maybe.
He's getting frustrated here, guys. He's hitting with a lot of.
Just gonna stay with this for now.
No, I like that. Let's get the full.
Eddie bounded back from them all. Well, he's taking a while.
Love a good like fashion mullet.
Tremendous load in legs, and you don't want to go to globally. You're not.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Also, Malenko had to anticipate that from Guerrero. They've been in the ring so many times against each other.
We've seen this before. The block of suplex. Eddie's up. Watch out! He could. Eddie that time.
Oh. Oh,
Oh
shit.
God.
Damn. That looked a bit dangerous.
Yeah, I did.
So for those of you who are out there, I see you're out there. I see you're watching. Feel free to talk to us. As long as you're a nice person. And it's about wrestling.
Yeah.
Or
Or drones.
the drones. You can talk to us about the drones if you want to talk to us about those things.
Slash aliens.
Slash aliens, yeah. So wrestling is usually the only topic on the table, but the drones and the aliens
We'll allow that shit.
are on the topic. Or if you want to talk about Luigi, that's cool too. It's been a busy news week.
Yeah.
We usually try to, not usually, we always try to avoid the news here on our shows because who wants that? But there's been some important, frightening things happening this week that I haven't got to talk to a lot of people about. So if y'all want to talk about it, I would love to talk to you.
I came up with a new theory while walking the dog about the drones.
Yeah.
You know how you said like you think it's either aliens or they're like looking for that stolen.
I didn't say aliens.
Oh, what did you say?
I said they're looking for the missing radioactive material.
Then how do you explain the lights that weren't caused by drones that people were seeing like while on planes and stuff?
I don't know. Or more drones.
So my theory was that aliens stole the nuclear material, so they're tied together. You know?
At this point, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who fucking knows?
I was trying to think of like what would be scarier to the American people, other than their government, like scarier than the government saying like we don't know what's happening. You know? Aliens with nuclear power is where I went with that.
That's a pretty scary one.
Yeah.
Or just anyone with unauthorized nuclear
Yeah.
ability. And Trump said, President-elect Trump, he said he did his deal about it. They asked him, he was like, well, they know they should tell the American people. And I really don't think the panic would be that bad. They should tell people what they know. Which I've told people, whether you agree with him or you like him or you hate him or whatever, that is why he won the election again.
Mhm.
Was because all these other fucking people come out and they're like, I don't know. It's just commercial drone. It's just people with drones in the backyard, or I don't know where they're from, or this and that. And then Trump comes out and says, of course it's the military. Fucking duh. They're lying to you. That's why he won the election again.
Because his knee is in a situation to where he can't.
Back to wrestling, I have a question. What are their finishers, these two?
Dean Malenko usually employs the Texas Cloverleaf
Mhm.
leg lock, which is sort of a modified sharpshooter type thing. Eddie Guerrero uses a frog splash.
Oh, okay.
So many stipulations the man's made.
Is that part of the three things that he does? What is that called? Doesn't he have like a series of three things? Like there's all these like Thunder Rosa does it sometimes where you like shake as part of it,
The Three Amigos?
Oh yeah.
No, that's just three suplexes.
Oh, okay.
Use what brought you to the dance. And that's what he's trying to do. It might cost him. Eddie trying to position Malenko and take him down, but Malenko
was trying to block it up on top.
If you're just joining us, Starrcade 97, we are at 20 minutes and 16 seconds in. Joining you on this beautiful, Thursday night?
Mhm.
Thursday night.
I love how much time they're giving this match.
Show you.
Oh, yeah, that's part.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure this will be the best match of the night.
For Starrcade 1997.
There's some good ones on here, though. Several good ones.
Yeah, my love for DDP overshadowed two really awesome wrestlers wrestling. Nothing against Mr. Perfect, but I prefer these guys' styles more.
Mhm.
But I just love DDP so much,
Right there.
Sound strategy on the part of Guerrero, following up the power.
Oh,
Malenko still appears to be.
All those guys are good. Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Benoit, Saturn. All those four are very good at putting on fun, believable matches.
I don't think I've seen Saturn that much. What's his first name?
Perry.
Yeah, I don't know him. I know the name, the last name anyway, but
Bam! There's a frog splash right under the hip.
yeah, looks like that would hurt. Like him.
That's it. Nice match.
That was excellent.
Very good.
Oh,
Now what's their cruiserweight title? Thought so.
Like we talked about many times, Dream was a game plan. The game plan was really, if you think about it, flawless. Eddie Guerrero off the fjord, the cruiserweight belt, he'll take it back. You want some of me? How many beers? Put the page out, that's a prime example of going in with a game plan.
You have to turn it a one-dimensional game plan on the part of Eddie Guerrero, but it sure paid off.
Well, right here, you see up, Eddie went ahead, once he got him broke down, guys, let me tell you, trying to see the come guys with the frog flag, right to the top, get Eddie Guerrero to the pain with the right here at Starrcade. Eddie Guerrero is still the cruiserweight champ. We have two more title matches tonight, including U.S. title bout and including, of course,
You think Lil Nitch makes like a good salary as a ref?
No. Oh shit. Somebody from the NWO coming.
That's surprising. I mean, he's been doing it for like 30 years,
I guess it depends what you mean a good salary. I don't know. I'm not really well versed in what referees make.
Yeah.
Who is it? Is it gonna be Hogan? Is it? It's not Hogan.
Oh,
Oh, it's motherfucking Scott Hall. That's my dog. Rest in peace.
Especially with that font. It looks like he's wearing like the Outsiders by S.E. Hilton, right? Hilton shirt, you know, for the book, The Outsiders.
No.
Kevin Nash. Now here he comes to the ring, completely impromptu, scheduled.
Maybe that is where they got that. I never really thought about that.
Strut out there. If me pulls this victory off tonight against Hollywood Hulk Hogan and the legendary Larry Zbyszko, specializing Eric Bischoff.
What else is that?
World Tag Team title.
It's so little. Oh, he's really grown out of his razor curls pretty long, you know?
Scott Hall curl.
Oh, yeah. The former razor curl.
So many NWO shirts.
Go ahead. Ask how many Sting fans are out there. Go ahead, ask that question. Hey, yo. You gotta admit that being in D.C. for the holidays is just too square.
Oh, I was like, well, I don't feel like we've been talking about DC a lot, but it's because that's where Dynamite was last night.
Mm-hmm.
You might have heard by now that we're taking a little survey. It's real simple.
Yeah, this is 3 days after Christmas, 1997, 28th. So how about those of y'all out there? Are you with the NWO or against them?
There you go.
I'm with.
So, how many people here in D.C. came to see WCW?
Uh-oh. It's touching.
Now, how many people here in D.C. came to see the one more for the good guys? He's like over 3 for the last 3 Okay, now I know everybody wants to see Hollywood beat up Sting, so he's wrong. And nobody is more interested in that match than me because it's super.
If you like Hulk Hogan and you like terrible movies and you like Christmas movies,
Lucky me.
we recently watched Santa with Muscles starring Hulk Hogan, in which he is terrible. It's about him getting amnesia and thinking that he's Santa Claus.
The 6'10" genetic marvel and my big buddy, one half of the real tag team champions, Big Kevin Nash. And hear me out. Big Kevin Nash is not going to be here tonight. So what's the reason here? Yeah. Hey, he told me if you had a problem with it, that you could meet him down there. Down where, you ask? You know where. So anyway, where's your referee? Get somebody out here. Tell that big goof that he won a giant, a Franken goof You just tell everybody that you won, okay?
He's asking for a referee and telling the Giant, hey, you won because Kevin Nash, like a forfeit. Well, turn around.
Yeah. Here you go.
Turn around, Scott Hall. Here he comes. It's not a referee.
Don't turn that in. He come behind.
7'4", 480 pounds. It's a ring. It's still not gotten a ref. You know, the Giant walks out, but if I were the Giant, I'd be very, very leery in this situation.
Is Scott Hall shorter than the Giant? Or yeah, or not Scott Hall. Sorry, I'm Kevin Nash. Is who I meant. Obviously, Scott Hall. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great point. You know, big man with a big top. Let's do it.
I think Kevin Nash, I don't know, he's somewhere between like 6'10" and 7 feet. And I think the Giant is somewhere between like 7 feet and 7'4".
First of all, let me start off by saying I'm a forgiving man. Kevin Nash, I can understand why Kevin Nash isn't here. If I had to wrestle me, I wouldn't want to be here either. We also say that I'm a patient man. I'll be here in professional wrestling for a long time.
True.
Sooner or
That
later,
is true.
Kevin
She's
Nash-
still working it for AEW.
You'll find out that I'm the one true real Giant.
This has to be after Andre the Giant died, or else I feel like he would have just like materialized out of thin air and like
I got another message for
Slammed
Kevin
him, yeah.
Nash.
oh, not the toothpick. Love
Yeah, Serene. There you go. Come on in.
a good headbutt. Wow. Oh my god. Like that makes me. I'm scared of heights, and like that makes me so uncomfortable. It's so high. Like, normally this doesn't bother me, but with a giant doing it, too high, too high. Oh, our feed is buffering. Go ahead. It's buffering. I'm gonna take my phone off Wi-Fi. See if that improves anything.
Go unplug Alexa.
Oh yeah.
Well, sorry, folks. Some temporary technical difficulties here. I'm sorry.
If you back out and then go back in, sometimes that fixes it.
All right, so ours is buffering, so we're backing out and going back in, and I'll give you what time we're at, so you can rewind or catch up or whatever. So sorry about that. So while we're waiting, what else do you want to talk about, Kay? So what's up with the drones? Military aircraft, U.S. military aircraft?
I think they have to be, or else they would be getting shot down.
Right. Well, they have to be either U.S. military aircraft or else we'd be shooting them down, or they have to be enemy aircraft or else shooting them down would start a nuclear war.
Mhm.
So there's some sort of military's, yes. So there's some sort of military's aircraft.
So if we just sent a bunch of drones into Russia, Russia wouldn't shoot them down because it would cause an international war.
Correct. But that's why we don't do those kinds of things. So because we don't want to trigger a thermonuclear war.
They shut down the Chinese weather balloons, though, didn't they? That's why I assumed they would shoot them down if they were from an enemy state.
China and the U.S. are too married to one another to do anything.
I see.
You know, they keep having their little children build us our toys, and $1,000 cell phones, which would really cost, Jesus Christ, who even knows how much? $10,000 more. I mean, to have these supercomputers in our pockets. But the little Chinese babies have to keep making them. So we're two married, and then plus all of our money, it just comes from, we owe the Chinese so much that all of our money comes from the Chinese saying, "Oh, we'll keep printing, we'll keep vouching for them. Just let them print the money. We've got it. It's good." So there's too much of a symbiotic relationship between the U.S. and China for either country to really do much against each other right now. That being said, by the year 2050, I think we will almost certainly be at war with China.
It's a bleak outlook.
It is a bleak outlook. This world's an awful place. And sometimes the only way out is the cold, grim embrace of death.
He's not suggesting that you commit suicide. He's just fucking weird. Well, how do I reboot the TV? Sorry, guys. Our internet doesn't normally have issues like this.
You took your phone off?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess whatever you're doing, pause your thing. Pause your stream, and we'll get back with you. We're trying very hard to get this back. I'm sorry. We've not had this happen before. So we're trying right now to get things going back to normal.
Do you have a favorite Starrcade?
I'd say I have two.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is, well, let me look up the year, because the early few kind of blend together for me. 83 through 87 kind of blend together for me. Because they always used to be, Starrcade always used to be at the Greensboro Coliseum on Thanksgiving Day for many years, for several years, 83 through 87, if I'm correct. I know 83 through 86. And they had some other venues they would do a simulcast from, but there's always at least one thing going down in Greensboro, North Carolina. So let's see. Just looking up to see when this one particular match I'm thinking of was, because this was the first match that ever made me think, like when I was a kid, I was like, holy shit, this wrestling shit is fucking wild. And here we go. Starrcade 83. Oh, a flare for the gold. I'm going to answer this and we'll get right back to it. Starrcade 83, a flare for the gold. Roddy Piper versus Greg Valentine in a dog collar match. Now, if you're a wrestling fan and you have not seen this match,
You should. My God.
after we're done here tonight, go watch it. It's still on WWE Network. Starrcade 83, Roddy Piper versus Greg Valentine in a dog collar match. And those two fucking go at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also in the main event of 83, world champion Harley Race defends against Ric Flair in a steel cage. So yeah, that was a big Starrcade, and that was the first Starrcade. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with that one. I mean, just two huge matches. If I had to pick a second one, I'd probably pick another NWA one. I'd go with NWA 86, the Night of the Skywalkers.
That was good.
Um,
So we're at exactly 30 minutes in.
oh really?
Yeah, 30:00.
Okay, so folks, sorry about the technical
Yeah.
difficulties. We're gonna get caught up here. We're at 30 minutes in, so I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. Get your shit together, get your video to where it needs to be, and get paused at 30 seconds in. Actually, I think what K means is 30 minutes in.
I said 30 minutes.
You should say seconds. 30 minutes in. So it should read 0 hours, 30 minutes, 0 seconds. So yeah, get it to 30 minutes in. And I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to do that, and then we're going to get going. We'll do a countdown and I'll press play at the same time. Sorry, this does not usually happen. So let's get our shit together and get going.
Mhm.
All right. So again, Starrcade 97, 30 minutes in, exactly on the dot, and we're gonna count down. So hopefully you're ready. And if you're not, I will give time updates throughout so you can get caught back up to us. All right, 30 minutes in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
Slick. I got another message for Kevin Nash.
And we're back. Thank you for your patience, folks. Just about over a sixth of the way through this show. And the Giants murdering Scott Hall. Oh, shit. And Scott Hall was so good at whatever he did. Face, heel. Oh! He sold the shit out of all of it.
There you go. Kevin Nash's maneuver. He walked out very calm, realizing that Kevin Nash somewhere down the road, you're gonna face the 7'4" man, and when you wake up Scott Hall, let him know this was another WCW survey. He's out cold. Yeah, let's take a survey now. You know what I mean? Yeah, survey sent. There's a flat out. Flat it up. Survey said Kevin Nash not here. Survey said Jack just whipped him.
And gentlemen, if we're keeping score, WCW 1, NWO nothing.
Wow.
Is this one like Family Feud was really big or something? Why does he keep saying survey says?
Being a six-man tag.
No, because Scott Hall he'll come out and do a survey.
Oh, okay.
Like, say, who's here to see WCW? Who's here to see the NWO?
Okay.
So here we have
He did that when he came out earlier.
And we got Vincent and Scott Norton from the New World Order.
I don't think I've seen Scott Norton before, have I?
Probably not. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
Good dude. A barrel of a man.
Mm-hmm.
We still really don't know more about the Kevin Nash situation, what was behind his absence. But I think the Giants sent word to Kevin Nash, the outside of the Wolfpack and the entire NWO.
Now, the Giant really said all sitting very calmly that if I had it written to me, I wouldn't want to be here either. Guys, we got a minute here talking about controversy. In the mix here tonight.
What?
That's funny to me.
What?
If I had to wrestle me, I wouldn't want to be here either. That's funny.
I don't know what we got going here.
They're the hype men.
Six-man tag.
Represents the New World Order from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Scott Norton. His tag team partner, the NWO Director of Security.
Vincent, God rest his soul.
He loved meatballs, you know? Italian food of all kinds.
There, no opponent, yes.
He was like one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram because he posts like the weirdest shit. It was delightful.
Mhm.
I like it. Only 2 men are out there. Let's go back to this enter one more time here. Team number 2 represents World Championship Wrestling. Accompanied to the ring by Ted DiBiase. We're going to join this again. The WCW World Tag Team Champion.
Hold it. The Steiner brothers.
I don't know if I knew Ted DiBiase was in WCW.
Yeah.
Was he there for like a long time?
I wouldn't say a long time, but he was there.
Huh.
The Steiner brothers and Ray Traylor, better known as the Big Boss Man.
Talk about Dan leading the fight.
Scott Steiner used to be the shit. If you weren't around to see Scott Steiner, go and back, look at some of his stuff like pre-2001. one of the best, most underrated wrestlers in the world.
Was the Big Boss Man the guy who like dressed in like a security guard outfit? Or something? He had like a uniform on.
Well, he dressed like a cop,
Oh, okay.
and then he dressed like a guardian angel, and then he kind of dressed like a security guard, like he is now. And at one point, he wore a suit and tie. Guardian Angel. Did I put that one in there?
You did. What does that mean?
It was a group of vigilantes, not really vigilantes, neighborhood watch guys who did not have weapons, but they would go out at night just to make sure people weren't getting fucked with.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I don't know what this match is. 3-on-3. Here's Randy Savage. This is why WCW is so hot in '97. It's like, who's coming out? Fuck, I don't know. The fucking Macho Man's coming out. Who could it be? I mean, they just fucking had superstars. They had it all over WWF at this point.
See, and
All over them.
AEW could be doing this because of their roster, but they're like, who could it be? It's the Iron Savages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we need to catch up on the last week.
Well, I watched Dynamite last night. It was awesome. It was like one of the best Dynamites I've
Oh, that's what I heard. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it later. Booker T and Stevie Ray.
So is that Rey Mysterio?
That is Rey Mysterio.
I couldn't tell if it was like just a guy in a mask.
That's Rey Mysterio.
No. Is this is bad Macho Man or good?
Yeah, he's in the NWO.
Oh.
They're all bad. They're the bad guys.
Okay, he's wearing black. That's how I should have known that.
No, because he's in the NWO. That's how you can tell.
Oh.
They're bad guys.
Yeah, I thought they were starting to pull out the not bad guys.
What?
I thought that he would like if they did the bad guys and then the good guys, and so when he came out after the good guys, I thought he was also a good guy.
If you're in the NWO, you're a heel.
Yeah.
And so we hit closer to Sting and Hogan later on tonight in the biggest world title match ever. The fact that we have seen Scott Hall go crashing down at the hands of the Giant. The fact that the Macho Man's got to come out. The fact that Kevin Nash is not here makes me feel that hopefully later on tonight we'll find out who the better man is one-on-one. That's what I want to see.
What we got here? We got the Steiner brothers and Ray Traylor versus Macho Man, Vincent, and Scott Norton.
Has to cause a distraction. Advantage WCW.
For Pride?
For Pride. Well, I guess all of them you could say, superiority between WCW and NWO.
Yeah.
With a new world order. This is going to be a great one. And we have seen some big time
34.
matches on our table. This one, certainly one of the biggest. When you talk about
I'm for the NWO
Why?
because they have Macho Man and they have Vincent.
and Scott Steiner wants a piece. The Macho Man Randy Savage was all too welcome to oblige here. Always ready.
And the other team has Rick Steiner.
This is a big moment for the new world order.
I think you need to forgive Rick Steiner and move on.
I don't.
Huh?
I don't.
I think you do. I think that's one of the
It's in the form of the six-man tag match.
largest graces that God has granted us as humans is the ability to forgive and admit that we all fuck up
Mhm.
and hope that the person can move on and evolve and not hold everyone's worst moment against them.
But I don't think you can do
You can
that.
also when you have your worst moment, you can also apologize for it.
They not get upset. They've all
Maybe he has. I don't know. I don't hang out with him. Let's see. Brother Fluff Salisbury. I think at one point WCW seriously had 218 wrestlers under contract.
That's crazy.
I think that that sounds, I'm not sure of the exact number, but that sounds very close. They had a lot of motherfuckers on contract.
So are they just paying most of them to like stay at home then, or were they doing like house shows, like non-televised stuff?
A mixture of both.
Okay.
Well, they still had jobbers. So they had Saturday night, which is a 2-hour show.
Okay.
They had Monday Nitro, which was a 3-hour show. They had Thunder, which was a 2-hour show. And then they would have pay-per-views, once a month. So some weeks you're talking about 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're talking about 10 hours of television.
Mhm.
And then also you need people to have around in case people get injured.
Yeah.
And then of course you have people that you have on payroll just to make sure WWF didn't get them on
Yeah.
payroll.
That's what I was really wondering.
So yeah, it's very true there, Brother Fluff.
Well, and they probably did dark matches too before the pay-per-view started, or is that a newer thing?
No, that's always been a thing.
NWO teamwork there, guys.
Well, that's part of what the madness is all about. That's for sure. When you see the Macho Man Randy Savage in the ring or outside the ring, now double kick tactic.
Macho Man, former multi-time world champion. Vincent, former $1 million champion in WWF. Scott Norton, I believe at some point was the IWGP champion. He had one of their belts. I'm not sure which. He was much bigger in Japan than he was in the States, Scott Norton. But good wrestler. Very believable.
And in the influence.
I like him a lot.
Why do you think that happens? That like a wrestler will be super popular in one country, but not as big when they wrestle in the other? Is that just like different tastes in wrestling style, or like?
A little, but also because they're gaijin, meaning white,
Yeah.
basically. So it's like when Shinsuke Nakamura comes here. He's more of a draw than in Japan, where fucking 200 people look like him.
Mhm. Yeah.
They just stand out more.
Mhm.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have talent, one, but then just a totally different look, too. Yeah.
Immediately, the NWO goes for what they think could be the weak point on Scott Steiner. Double underhook. Into a one-on power bomb that time. Sending the Macho Man down, just showing the NWO.
Pretty damn good show so far. I mean, this was
Mhm.
WCW right about at their peak. They were saying it and doing it and dominating the WWF in the ratings.
Mhm.
This is a little towards the tail end of them dominating WWF, but they still were.
Scott Rick and Ray Taylor are in charge.
So I've thought about what you said, and I will give Rick Steiner a second chance.
They clear the ring.
Okay, there you go.
Hmm?
There you go.
They need to regroup right here. There you go.
Like I said, yeah, if you're not aware, Rick Steiner months ago, maybe a year ago, harassed a transgender person, wrestler, I believe,
Yeah.
someone involved with wrestling,
Yeah, she's a wrestler.
and was telling them,
The way that you want to hear it.
you're a man, and this and that. And I don't know what the person, I don't know anything about the person, so I can't comment or not. But whatever the case was, this offended this person. And of course, whether
Steiner line that time.
it was true or not is not the way to treat people. And so a lot of people were against him on that. Rick Steiner. But as I always say, judge not lest ye be judged. I think it's a good way for people to go through life that they don't even fucking have that enter into their mind.
Unless they're a CEO.
If you need our help,
Huh?
I said unless they're a CEO.
Man, what?
time to ask for
You don't like them.
Oh, no, yeah. That's a different thing altogether. That's a different fucking thing altogether.
see offensive with a
If you're making billions of dollars off of sick people begging for help, I'm going to judge the fuck out of you.
trailer to the attack once again.
If you call somebody a name, I can let that one slide a little.
To the eyes of Ray Trailer, and he put Trailer back in
I feel like
If you're literally putting people to death in
Yeah.
favor of stacking dollars,
Mhm.
I'm gonna judge you. Yeah.
Yeah.
the main event here tonight.
It's not a foolproof rule.
I see.
It's not. I mean, obviously,
Mhm.
we can judge some people: money grubbers,
Mhm.
rapists, child molesters, arsonists, etc.
Mhm.
We can judge those people who there is no debate that they're evil.
Mhm.
But if it's just someone calling someone a name,
Mhm.
somebody gets in a fist fight outside of a bar one night, this, that, the other, everybody has their bad nights.
I agree.
So
I feel like saying it was just someone calling someone a name though is minimizing it. I mean, he was openly heckling a professional wrestler at a professional wrestler convention where both of them were working and like yelling it like across the room. I feel like that's super unprofessional.
well, to be fair, we don't know what they said to him. Let's be fair.
They weren't.
We don't know what started it.
Mhm.
So anyways, we have a match going on here.
We're watching the dog face gremlin gnaw a piece of the head. We're ripping his face off. That's what he's doing.
Is the NWO your favorite faction?
Here from
Four Horsemen.
Mm.
Yeah, no doubt. NWO would be number 2. Yeah,
Mhm.
but number 1 is the Four Horsemen, no doubt.
presence, a lot of ring presence as well. A lot of tenacity, stands up, makes
In
it big.
WWE, it would either be the New Day or Money Incorporated for me.
Been in our sport.
And they,
Money Incorporated wasn't a faction. There was the $1 Million Team,
oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
which is when DiBiase was a manager and had different wrestlers on his payroll.
Oh,
Money Incorporated was a tag team.
I apologize.
You should.
Yeah, I do.
They got him hurt now, and I take
Um,
they wanted to do.
You know now that the Team NWO is going to try and cut off the
I don't know what AEW what my favorite faction would be.
And what?
AEW. Oh, the Elite, probably.
As both men
No, House of Black. I can't decide. I like them all.
Yeah, I don't know either.
for all the wrestling programs today.
Yeah, no, favorite WCW Horseman, number 2, NWO. Favorite WWF faction? That's tough. If I'm going with my 15-year-old self, it's definitely Degeneration X.
Mhm.
Hands down. If I'm going by now, it still might be Degeneration X. But then the NWO were also in WWE. So it would probably be the NWO there also.
Oh, I'm changing my answer in WWE to the New Day and the Straight Edge Society.
Let's say. Uh-oh. There we go.
I guarantee you.
set up for a DDT.
Oh, shit. Nope.
That guy really is like a tank.
Yeah, Scott Norton.
Yeah.
He's good. He'll get you.
Vincent don't know where he's at. I guarantee you. He's gonna try. I think a Frankenstein.
Like someone that can make the
Oh.
torso of a Steiner look small is like, that's crazy.
Yeah, both these opening matches have been pretty goddamn good, I say.
Yeah. Wait, is this only the second match?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Arguing now with Ted DiBiase, and Steiner says, "All right, it's time to set him up as well."
What a force Scott Steiner has been.
He may try to do a
And that opener with Eddie defending against Malenko successfully, that one I gave 5 bones out of 5. I mean, that match was terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing to say to make that better.
Mhm.
Scott Steiner.
Oh, dip. Oh, Macho Man, do it. Oh, yes. Come on. Nice. Who'd he pin?
I don't know.
Scott Steiner? Yeah.
Scott's the one without the headgear, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I like having the wrestlers in like the front row to like heckle them as they come in and out. That's like kind of a nice touch.
Well, that's the whole thing. You know, they're doing this WCW versus NWO and trying to make it real. Like the WCW guys really don't like the NWO,
Yeah.
and the NWO is really there to fuck shit up. And they did it very well. We should go back and watch that period and watch through it. It's very well done.
Yeah, I would really like to watch more WCW. I think it's my favorite federation.
Really?
Not compared to AW, but I mean like older federation. Yeah.
What?
Tony, I thank you very much. Arguably the biggest.
I like the characters more. I like
Center.
at least earlier the wrestling more, you know.
Very fitting we should
Once
be here.
once Vince Russo comes and starts like fucking with all the finishes and does his like crash TV thing, I hate it. But prior to that, I really like it.
WCW here in town.
Looks like they're blocking out something dirty, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Some new faces, some very new faces that I think you're going to find very interesting. If you want to know
WCW hotline, dial 1-900. Come on, baked beans.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
9900, pick up the phone right now at 1-900-909-9900. Call the hotline tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, here in Washington and across the country and around the world, I want to introduce to you the chairman of WCW's executive committee, Mr. J.J. Dillon. And Mr. Chairman, I want to bring you
I
in
saw him.
with one thing in mind. Regarding the hotline tonight, a lot of rank and file. JJ, these are people that are not scheduled to be here, but yet they're here apparently representing WCW. Can you clear the air?
Genius, I've looked through the ranks of some.
That match had Macho Man Vincent and Scott Norton of the NWO beat the Steiner Brothers and Ray Traylor of WCW. Good match. 4.5 bones out of 5. I give that one. Two hot matches to start with there. Very good wrestling.
Of interest in this match that we've all waited a year and a half for. And one of the matters that needed to be cleared up was who is going to be the referee. And Sting, waiting a year and a half for this match, obviously wants to know that he's going to get a fair shake. Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, the reigning champion, he's got an interest in who the referee is. And it seemed like the only fair thing to do was to take the names of all the referees, put them in a hat, have a drawing. I've done that with the members of the executive committee observing, and the name that was picked out who will be the referee for tonight's main event is Nick Patrick.
Is that
Wait a minute. JJ Dillon, in all due respect, that is going to raise a lot of eyebrows.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Nick Patrick is duly licensed. He's an excellent referee, and since his reinstatement, I can find no criticism whatsoever with any of the matches he's officiated. So he will be the referee for the main event tonight, and it is official.
Nick Patrick was the NWO referee.
Thing to do, I guess, in this political environment, Nick Patrick to be the referee in the greatest title bout of all time between Hollywood Hulk Hogan from the NWO and tonight here at Starrcade, the return of Sting after a long, long absence. Needless to say, a very exciting night. Gentlemen, let's get back to you, Tony, back at the broadcast booth.
he's the one that I think looks like that Eastbound and Down guy, right?
Patrick becoming the referee for tonight's event. But right now, let's go take a picture with the next of the next match.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, Starrcade continues with this one full contest.
here's a man who would be in a very different position the next year.
As Goldberg makes his way in, he beats the announcement of
I can't believe how much the Game of Thrones intro sounds like Goldberg's music. Like they just
Yeah, they just ripped it off. Yeah, they straight up ripped it off. Yeah.
we cannot forget what happened and what the deal with Patrick just about a year ago.
I'm still having flashbacks about Nick
I like
Patrick.
Goldberg's music better, but that's like almost identical.
It really can't be questioned. However, you look at his conduct over the course of the past year or so, it's been exemplary.
Yeah, but you know, controversy still forward. This will be
Oh, really?
Ravens flock.
Oh, okay.
Get ready to have one right now. Who's opponent? It's from Austin, Texas. Steve. Yeah, I'm going to make it play out. This is the match that we had waited quite a while for. One that we helped with Steve back in World War III in Detroit, November, the big red night. And this been a situation where HBA and the executive committee were free to pick the referee to pick. I don't think they were picking Hendrick.
Since Goldberg's on the television and it's Christmas time, can I encourage them to see Goldberg's movie Santa's Sleigh,
Yeah.
where he plays an evil Santa Claus and is awesome, and the kills are super fun.
And
And we did a watch along for it last year, with our friend Dylan, and yeah, it was really fun watching it with him. You should check it out, Santa's Sleigh.
Yeah, throw it in. Throw out all the football. Does it have to do a ball? Tell me the ring. I never heard it. I did not hear you hit it when you get hit by a sledgehammer.
What a show of strength. Never seen this before. Never.
this is just before Goldberg started getting super duper over.
Did you know what his record was at this point?
I'll tell you what. You know, Mongo's a standing there. You can't wait on him, man. Like, you gotta go ahead and get him. You can't stand there and wait on Goldberg.
You want to tell me about Mongo?
Athlete after athlete after athlete here at WCW. The belt finally found the money. I know I'll get 40 then.
Mongo McMichael was an NFL player for the Chicago Bears, I believe.
All day here.
And then he went to wrestling, became part of the Four Horsemen, and now he still came out flashing the sign of the Four Horsemen. But I'm not sure if the Four Horsemen were together at this point, December '97. So I don't know.
Maybe he's trying to send the signal that the Four Horsemen are also for life.
Good explosion that time by Goldberg. Up 1, 2, and a 2 count.
How many horsemen are there?
Hmm?
They're like 12 Four Horsemen.
You take 2 great.
It's rotating.
I know.
Oh.
I'm saying, how many have there been? Do you know?
I know I'd have to make a list.
Because I thought I'd heard of all of them, but I had not heard of them.
That's one that's rampant right here. And I guarantee you, I already beat the guy. And he's out on his feet.
Pardon me.
Asa's build is involving the stars of the gridiron.
Oh, those tables look tougher than today's tables, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're made out of actual solid wood.
Mhm.
Particle board.
15 years in the NFL, 4 times in all Super Bowl ring. But don't discount Goldberg. As a collegiate at the University of Georgia, all SEC, all Southeastern Conference, as a nose guard.
Well, in Texaco, we really play football. We're
His body, like,
Can I make this list
okay.
that you asked?
the greatest high school football players of all time.
Well, I'll talk to the audience. His body is very similar. His torso is like very similar to Dalton Castle's, you know? Like where it's like really muscular and thick at the top, but not super defined.
To the arm, Goldberg.
Goldberg has blood on his side.
Look at this. Mongo keeps pulling himself up. And I think both men realize, I think that's one of the reasons we've seen fight you. They both realize how tough.
Look at this. Great roll through. Ends up in working on the knee at this point, it looks like now. The referee was blocking our view.
It's a great move. He tried to scissor that leg. All right, Mike. Try to get it in a situation to where you get that leg scissored.
All right, I'm probably leaving some out because I just did this from memory, but here are the people who were Four Horsemen
Goldberg has learned his trade.
at some point.
Mhm.
Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, Chris Benoit, Steve McMichael, Sid Vicious, Sting, Barry Windham, Dean Malenko, Kurt Hennig, Paul Roma. That's what I got.
Well, it used to be by this time he's done put away.
Paul Roma, the worst horseman.
12. He has the reputation of being the worst horseman.
With this thing.
And for me,
He's got a band in there right now.
I would either say Ole Anderson or Paul Roma.
Bell rings, tackle man.
Nothing really against Ole Anderson, but he just never did anything for me personally, really.
I can see.
In the gut. One, and Mondo.
Make it summer.
But he just had a bad cut. He screamed in the gut and he had a bad cut.
What a takedown that time by Goldberg, and he's got the table.
Goldberg handed the table. He had put it up on the ring post that time, and now with Mondo down in the mat, Goldberg. Uh-oh. I mean, he's working on some right here. He's setting the table. You know what I mean, guys? Gonna take a page out of Public Enemy. Here's what he's gonna do. Goldberg, Mondo finally pulling himself. Real agility for big guy. WCW possesses tremendous athletes. Tremendous and proud athletes. And Ring World Order possesses great athletes. And it's ruined tonight. The two greatest step in there together. Later on. Yeah, and hold it. And tonight,
Play it.
is the biggest night the world has ever seen. Wow. Well, he took a blow right in the lower part of his back.
Doesn't it look like those tables are harder to go through? I mean, like splintering wood instead of just like bent up particle board.
Look at that. Look at his back. You're like,
I mean, I'm not saying like modern day tables wouldn't hurt. I'm just saying it looks like a much sturdier table.
Mondo and a tremendous amount of pain. He wants to strike him out. Can't get him out. He can't get him out.
His back gave out under that when he was trying to get up to the Mondo spike. That tombstone pile driver, but no effect. Champ Scott was able to take control.
Take him wrong here.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
People figured out
That table is taken out of Goldberg.
Goldberg gets the win with the jackhammer.
Did not get the win up.
This, of course, the crowds within 4 months of this would be going batshit insane for Goldberg. I'm not sure at what point it was he caught on, but just gradually he became the man for them.
I'll tell you right here, he's getting slammed back into it. A man that big hit that table with that force. There was nothing left but for Goldberg. Iron Mike, so put him away.
And Goldberg remains unbeaten, and there aren't many athletes in World Championship Wrestling that can make that claim.
I don't think there's any, actually, except Goldberg. Goldberg is the winner here at Starrcade. It was the Hammer combination suplex power slam that got the win for this big man. But I can tell you, I really believe this. And this is only chapter 4 in a long story that's going to be drawn out between Goldberg and Mondo. There's going to be another day with a big Texican dream. Yeah, and that's a fact. What a night it is.
I'm gonna give that one 2 bones out of 5.
Starrcade, night of destiny.
Not much.
Better not.
Not much to it.
Referee Nick Patrick. Man, and I think Nick Patrick is going to be a
We agree that there wasn't much to it, but what there wasn't like bad.
great comes walking out. You wonder where the flock is. You wonder where the flock is.
There's Raven. That's my dog.
Man, I miss shirts from the 90s. Look at that thing.
I know.
Awesome.
Has been just like us looking for
Matches been scheduled on Nitro for the last month. And at the last minute, either Raven's not there or he sends one of his flock into battle against Benoit.
Here is the gentleman, the following contest.
So if you're just joining us, we are watching Starrcade 97. We are at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 33 seconds.
but now he walked out the entranceway.
When I signed a contract with World Championship Wrestling, I stated that I would not conform to their rules, that I would not conform to their corporate structure. I also made sure that certain stipulations were included, that I would be able to wrestle when I won, where I won, and who I won. And I've chosen tonight.
Pretty sweet contract.
I've also decided to allow Saturn to finish off something that should have been finished off a long time ago. The destruction of Chris Benoit. Both the Ravens, nevermore.
I can't imagine wrestling with a fucking eyebrow ring in. Like, how did that not get ripped out?
Punches are fake.
I know, but like, just like headlocks or like anytime you're moving, like getting caught on their wardrobe. I mean, there's
I hear you.
seems risky.
So up next, we got Perry Saturn of Raven's Flock taking on Chris Benoit. Should be a good one.
Tell you what, this guy right here feels the pain with his neck. He can tie you up. He can hurt you real bad. Yeah. That's a good part.
Future world champion Chris Benoit, I should add.
Big matchup right here. Styles a lot alike. Very similar.
Yeah, Saturn was actually a former Army Ranger, so he brought some of that toughness with him to the ring.
Saturn, the former television champ, in the ring to face Benoit. Benoit was used so many.
He's a bad boy. Saturn, very underrated.
He's also could be, I guess, another nickname would be the Buzzsaw. The man has no fear. With the introduction of Chris Benoit.
Here comes my boy. This that real dog, yo. We should have been taping this show.
I think they're gonna add them to Netflix.
Huh?
I think they're gonna add everything to Netflix.
No, yeah, they're not.
As I know, as a former wrestler myself, the match was booked.
People, if you want them to add WCW to the Netflix deal, just whatever you're doing, if you leave the house, just put on a WCW event. If you're just cleaning your house, put on a WCW event. Just show them that people are watching these so that maybe they try to commoditize them in the future, because otherwise, I think come January, we're just fucked and we won't get to see WCW anymore. And that's very sad. Very sad. Why we're trying to enjoy it while we can here.
I rest in reason. Wow. When I move with passion, and there's nothing I feel more passionate about than inflicting pain on the Raven. He laid that out. I think he told the world he wants Raven.
Hey, 4K.
For Chris Benoit.
Correct. That boy good.
Hit of steam left side. Here he goes again. That time center goes into a sleeper hold, but he gets right out of it. Wow.
This man have been the best match of the night too. Like I said, when I looked at it, I either thought this or Eddie versus Malenko, or what did I say, Hennig versus DDP. I think one of those three will be the match of the night.
Forgot we still have that to come. That's exciting.
Last minute sub by Raven's Flock, putting Saturn has to be a big advantage for Saturn.
Yeah.
However, also keep in mind that Chris Benoit has had this occur now 4 straight weeks where he's had to change his game plan, where he's had to improvise.
And he's the type of athlete I believe can do that. And obviously, you hit it right on the head.
Assault by bodily fluid. Raven doesn't care.
Oh, you hear that? Not only here we are, there we are. You're right inside the ring. And Saturn gets chopped. Benoit hitting with everything. And Saturn just pushes him out. Oh, and he hit the back of his neck that time, guys. Saturn stomping the head here of Benoit. Fans later on tonight, Steve and Hogan in the most important, not only the biggest match in their career, not only the biggest match in professional wrestling history, but the most important match. And that's coming up later on with Nick Patrick at random chosen as the referee. You have your own thoughts on that if you can follow out sport. Is it good or is it not? Well, it looks like it's
So speaking of big things going on in wrestling, not to take away from this match, but this is just a month after the infamous Montreal screw job, which I won't go into the whole thing, but Bret Hart was defending his world title against Shawn Michaels on pay-per-view in the WWF, and they had worked out something to where, Bret would drop it the next night or would relinquish it or something like that. That's all confirmed by audio tape. But then what happened is Shawn McMichaels, what did I say? Mike Michaels? Shawn McMichael.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, thank you. Shawn Michaels, to add insult to injury, put Bret Hart in his own finisher, the sharpshooter. Vince McMahon then came to ringside, told the ref, ring the bell. They rang the bell. Bret Hart looks bewildered. Shawn Michaels leaves with the world title in tow. Bret Hart spits on Vince McMahon and then proceeds to destroy the commentary desk, destroy the monitors, and spell out the letters WCW in the air with his fingers. And then backstage, he finds Vince McMahon and knocks him out.
Man finds him, and then he knocks Vince out.
I'm not sure if that's correct, but he knocked Vince out.
That's according to Mr. McMahon.
I'm trying to tell a story here.
Oh.
So that was a month before this. So at this point, Bret Hart is under WCW contract, but we have yet to see him.
Notice Saturn has worked on the neck and the head. Benoit is a couple one. You can usually, it's the arms, the back they works on, because the rings of Saturn, a submission hold, is so lethal. But here he is working on the neck of Benoit. Maybe he sees something here and trying to focus on one part of the body.
Nice.
Benoit caught him in the nick of time, and you see both men are hurt.
Springing off the top with that moonsault. Normally haven't seen Saturn go to those high risks. Gets the cover.
We know from talking about the open match with Eddie Brill, it pays dividends if you continue to work on something that you start on and don't get away from it. And Tony brought up a good point right there.
Oh, that was neat.
To break away.
What, the knee?
Like how he flipped around his leg like that. Yeah. Okay.
Right back to the neck once again.
Who are you for here, okay?
You're asking. Just for one.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't know the other guy very well. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like knew his name. Or his last name, anyway.
Yeah.
With that leg drop.
What an attack on this guy's upper body, up around that head and that neck and them ears. And I mean, that thing can make you wobbly leg. Slowly he pulls him up, twisting the chin, twisting the neck, as he pulls him up to the standing position. Number one.
It was even cooler that time.
Mhm. Chris Benoit will get you. He's a bad boy. Definitely one of the top 10 wrestlers in the United States at this point. Safe to say. You could even make an argument for top 5, but I'll stick with top 10.
You can see the
Chin off. They're down to the Saturn.
We've seen this happen too. Let a guy stay around too long, he can come back to haunt you. You know what I mean? With the devastating blows that he is giving to Chris Benoit, I really believe he needs to try to put him away soon. If you let him hang around Iron Mike, he can come back and really snap you, just like he almost did just a few seconds ago.
Especially someone like just going to mention earlier.
And this, this is not to sound like an oldie, but this is another thing we don't see as much in modern day pro wrestling is, selling. Chris Benoit selling. The wrestlers are not nice, brainbuster. They're not always at their 100% peak and can break out whatever move they want at any time they wish, which really takes the impact away from the move and takes away the impact from the match, the preceding part of the match. You got to build and troughs and valleys. Just like any good story.
Aren't troughs and valleys the same part of
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Okay.
Mountains and valleys is what I meant.
That's not what this night is. Sting and Hogan collide later on, and later on, WCW tries to defend the #1 wrestling program in the world. Let's not forget the evolution of WCW over the years and what Nitro has meant to us, to the sport, to the world of professional wrestling.
And what it would mean to the order to take over.
This is what we're talking about. Benoit trying to really reach down and come back with something firing on him. He had Saturn down, but could not muster enough energy.
It's weird. Like they're selling like
to put Saturn
every move well.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I think in both companies, like when you see them really selling, especially in AEW, it's often like just about one body part. Like they'll sell when they're going after like their knee, like, but if they're not selling everything.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sits down, backs out. So now you got to change a little bit, and you got to change in the heat of battle. What's happening right here? A lot of times, the point of attack is dictate how much comeback you can make, and when it's your neck, he's attacked your neck. You can't come back as easily as you can if you maybe attacks a leg or an arm. And it remains to be seen how much it will have. And this thing's all over, but that time, all of a sudden, second wave, Benoit with so much acceleration, he is up top to Saturn now.
His punches look really good. On Nas.
Shoves Saturn on the outside.
Like
he falls down.
he really puts his whole torso into it, not just his arm. A rare thing in the wrestling punch. Like some people put like their shoulder into it, but he's putting like his whole torso. Looks much more realistic, I think. We got the whole flock getting involved.
And really, because of the rules, the referees have to determine.
Oh,
Acai moonsault by Saturn there. So there, with the eye patch, you got Scotty Riggs,
I was just wondering.
who I forget, Saturn plucked his eye out or some shit, or poked him in the eye. And then you had Kidman in the ratty black shirt, and you had Sick Boy, who was hard to describe. You had Lodi with the bleach blonde hair. That was one of my favorite, or not one of, that was my favorite stable in WCW at this point. Like 1998 when the Horsemen weren't really together. I loved Raven's Flock. They were just a fucking commitment of weirdos. Look at that, all the way across the fucking ring with a swan dive. There's Kidman down. Who else is coming in? There's Riggs down. And Lodi's useless. Down. Is that Van Hammer? Nope, that's Sick Boy. Down. Kidman, down. This is how you do a fucking feud. There's Van Hammer from behind. Even flow. Oh, even flow.
So scarier than wrestling with an eyebrow ring. Wrestling with a fucking nipple ring. How do you do that?
Oh, boo on that. Another very good match.
How is that not a disqualification?
Well,
Center will get the win. But it was, I believe, maybe a master plan. I mean, working on the net, enough to shut the man up.
Was it a no DQ match? And I missed it.
Benoit is out. As you see, Raven roll over a fallen Benoit. Raven squat wins this one. Yeah. The official win will go to Saturday. Or you can get that right on the head. I guarantee you. The odds were against you. You see right here, they took the whole flock out to death. And Benoit really started to dance in the head of Saturn and the rest of the guys, they come in. Boom, just never think about it. They were firing through the air with the greatest of ease. And right here, wham! Nelson, Raven though, now takes his spot Iron Knight to make his move. Hammers from behind. Devastating move right here. Raven, boom. Wow.
So, you know, before the match, Raven was bragging about how I signed this contract, you know, to come away from ECW so I could do whatever I wanted and I can wrestle when I want and have my matches when I want, blah, blah, blah. So Raven would always contest his matches under Raven's rules, meaning no DQ and all his homeboys can interfere as much as they want.
Oh, that's where Soraya got the idea, huh?
For what?
For her Soraya rules match that she had against you.
Oh, that's what it made me think of, yeah.
That's cool.
So another good match. Saturn beat Chris Benoit by knockout to the rings of Saturn. I gave that one 4.5 bones out of 5. So 3 pretty darn good matches so far. And then we had Goldberg versus McMichael, which was not so good. But I've been impressed with the wrestling, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very good show. And now we got Buff Daddy coming out here of the new world order. Do it, Robin.
That's not happening.
New world order.
Used my other name.
Okay. New world order. Do it.
You do such a good job. I don't wanna cheapen it.
Do it. Have some fun for once in your life.
Never. I'm having fun watching Buff Bagwell's
New world order.
But I'm a girl. My voice won't sound like it.
You can try it. It'll be fun.
How many times do you say new?
You got new world, new world order.
So you say New World first? Oh, I see. Yeah.
Now let's not forget. The NWO, you know, momentum.
Met Marcus Bagwell many years ago at an independent show. Bought his bootleg best of DVD. He signed it for me. Very nice guy. We talked wrestling for at least 10 minutes, which he totally did not need to do with me. He had shit he was trying to do, you know, and like we just like to talk the shit like friends, you know, which most wrestlers, and I get it if they're not like that. Most wrestlers are not like that. You know, they want to get the picture, get in and get out. And I get it. There's thousands of fuckers, you know. Not everybody has an extroverted personality, whatever. I don't take offense to it. But he and I just talked just like friends, just talking about wrestling. And yeah, just very nice guy, Buff Bagwell.
What an electrifying.
He's been having some troubles, and I know he's gotten in league with DDP, who's helped a lot of guys with their physical and mental issues, and I hope he does the same for Bagwell.
Yeah, Bagwell was a WrestleCade. I was surprised.
Yeah, and I kind of wish I'd gone to see him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of regret
He
it.
had that awesome airbrush top hat, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, cool.
Right. No one buys that unless you're a member of the NWO. And
Lex Luger's hair looks weird here. Yeah.
I think it looks glorious.
I guess he is. There's a form.
Is he from the South?
Buff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Hey, he's from Georgia.
Yeah, sounds like he's from Georgia.
Bogus tag team belts. You can
Love a good Southern accent, you know?
Mhm.
High up in the ring in 4-0, he said 3-0. Well, I guarantee you, you better get in there and get it quicker. Space, don't you get back?
You know, we've been concentrating so much on Nick Patrick being named as referee and Hogan and Sting. Let's not overlook another referee.
Buff Daddy, there he is. That kid tried to steal his coat. There you go.
Will Brett the Hitman Hart play?
They always try to be one up on us. They always try to stack the deck in their favor. And there's a lot of questions about stacking the deck as it relates
This
to
is like a female action figure.
Remember,
Yeah.
Like, especially his legs.
he was not going to help Eric Fisher.
Trunks.
I got my hands on some steroids, folks. I'm gonna look like Lex Luger. Watch. Watch.
Also, remember that Bret Hart said that if anyone in professional wrestling knows the role that a referee can play, it is him, and he knows it from personal experience. And at this point, we also have to give Bret Hart the benefit of the doubt.
So we'll see how this one goes. We got Lex Luger, former world champ representing WCW, and Buff Bagwell, former multi-time tag champ representing the new world order.
It's down to who can compete and who can win in the ring. Well, Luger just
Yeah, ever since Juice told us about those shirts, like anytime we watch an old wrestling pay-per-view now, I'm like hunting for them.
Ever since what?
Ever since Juice told us about those shirts that he collects, you know,
Yeah.
like the staff shirts.
Yeah.
It's very cool to see like all the different backs to them.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Juice Springsteen, who I didn't invite tonight.
Oh,
I invited him last week. He said he was busy.
Mhm.
I figured if he were interested this week, he would have reached out.
Sure.
Maybe I'll reach out to him next week. But yeah, Juice Springsteen. Check him out after our show, obviously. Check him out. He loves WCW. Like, I love WCW, but that motherfucker loves WCW.
yeah.
He has quite a collection and a pretty encyclopedic knowledge of WCW. Nice guy. So check him out.
Yeah, I think he told us like sometimes he's not gonna be able to because of work, but
Yeah.
he'll always come if he can.
Yeah, should have invited him, but we did this kind of on the spur of the moment today, so I didn't have all my ducks in a row. But here we are, having a good time, watching some good wrestling. Lex Luger looking great.
He does, like he really does.
He was one of my very first favorite wrestlers. My first favorite wrestlers were like the two sides of the Human Extreme, Mick Foley and Lex Luger. And then I would put third in there was probably Hulk Hogan and Sting.
You were a big Vader fan, or was that later in life you started to appreciate him more?
I was a Vader fan after his feud with Cactus Jack ended.
Oh, I can see that, yeah.
As Lex Luger awaits in the ring, and that was the smart thing to do here. Yeah, he didn't want to get out there and mess with him down that aisle. It's all about the big matches.
Vincent's out there again. That's the most. They probably offered him one plate of spaghetti for every match he goes out there for.
But also, he wants to start things going for WCW. It's very important for Luger to get this win tonight, so that when DDP comes up a little bit later on, he can feel the WCW momentum, and then maybe Zabisco then, and of course, as the eyes of the entire sports world watches on.
Wrestling's very animated.
Mhm. Yeah, well, if the ref's very animated, you always want to watch what the wrestlers are doing to each other or what the outside person is doing.
So it's to like draw your eye to him instead of
Right. It's like a magician's. It's like a magician's trick. Yes.
I saw a magic trick by a first grader 2 days ago. I legitimately have no idea how he did it. It was amazing.
I can explain it.
Just move off of
I don't know. It was wild.
You know what we could get into on the weekends is clowning.
Ugh.
You want to make some money?
Not if I have to be around children on the weekend after teaching children all week.
We make it very clear we don't have to touch the children.
Parents are crazy. I don't even mind the children. It's their fucking parents. Like doing like birthday parties. Think about the poor Ghostbusters when they were doing that birthday party.
That's a movie.
Mhm. Reflective of life. I did clown stuff for a little bit when I was like in middle school at church.
Gotta get pregnant shots by a big right hand from Lex Luger.
I think it would be a good clown. You're very animated at times. And
I think
silly
you're very
and
good at
funny. Even if you just danced as the clown, that would be enough.
Can't have children jumping all over me.
Yeah.
And now, you see this.
Grab my phone.
We talked about the stipulations, many stipulations. We talked about the way things going their way. The thought that years ago,
It's not over. Which one are you looking for?
Yeah, that's. It's plugged in.
Oh my God. There's nothing plugged in.
It's plugged in.
There's nothing in the socket, right?
No, call it. Then.
On the phone for the on.
Oh, here it is.
just talking about the consequences surrounding them. This day it set real well. I think Billy Silverman.
Yeah, they've been abusing all the officials.
Obviously, they get involved in emotional things, they try not to. But how can you play entirely involved in that? Hell, a guy like that, he's hit you.
Doesn't it look like it would hurt the person doing it more than the person they're landing on?
No, you're landing right on their lower back with your thighs.
Oh, it's their thighs. Okay. I just think Larry Zabisco is that guy who did the real Ghostbusters scripts that's on some of the like behind the scenes interviews right before the episodes.
Should I J. Michael Straczynski?
Yes.
No.
No, I'm not telling you yes or no.
I'm telling you yes or no.
No, but
Yes.
I get them mixed up.
No, you shouldn't.
I see. I like his brick pants.
Yeah, he mentioned him up because Bagwell just strolled in there wide open.
Do you think he dislikes the Outrunners using the stuff?
The stuff?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The Outrunners have like fanny packs that say the stuff on them. And it's in some of their like promo posters.
Bagwell has been relying on shortcuts, outside interference on the part of Vincent.
Because he's all like buff the stuff, right? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, apparently breaking wrestling news, folks. Kenny Omega is expected back in AEW by World's End on December 28th. So that is how long? What's today?
Today's the 19th.
9 days we got for Kenny fucking Omega to return. And he's been sorely missed.
Yeah. Oh my god. And now he's coming back and Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher is doing really well. And we got Ricochet now. It's gonna be good.
Well, we still got to watch. You saw AEW last night. I still haven't. I'm still watching last week's AEW shows, which I may finish after this show tonight here.
This afternoon Eastern time. Sure they were.
Yeah, we were both sick for a while, so we got behind. But we'll be caught up by Monday, which is when we're going to do this week's AW Weekly. Join us then.
Monday?
That's what you said last night.
Yeah.
Of professional wrestling history. And is right now.
Yeah, I'll release a new schedule for all that. Things have gotten, it's the holidays. Things have gotten kind of jumbled around for us, but we're glad you're here with us tonight.
And if you want to join us tomorrow, we're doing a watch along for the Ring of Honor Final Battle pay-per-view, which is going to be
6:30. I'm not sure what matches there are. I know we've got Chris Jericho defending the world title against
Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona.
Mhm.
I know we've got Mark Briscoe versus someone.
God, who is he fighting?
That's all I got. But their shows are always good, so we'll definitely be checking it out.
I think there's like a 4-way match because Blake Christian's in it. And some other people look good. But also Athena versus Zoe Starks is going to be the main event.
Billy Starks.
Sorry, Bill. What did I say? Oh, Zoe Starks. I'm sorry, Billy. For the women's championship, and I think
Which I thought they said was the main event. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I said it's probably going to be the main event. I think they would say that. I just like to throw probably in there because the card is subject to change, you know.
Mhm.
And most importantly, you have the Righteous versus Dustin and Sammy for the Ring of Honor tag titles.
So it should be good. Our coverage is going to start at 6:30. I believe that's when their 0 hour starts. If you find out somehow that their 0 hour starts at 7, then that's when our coverage is going to start. So whenever their 0 hour coverage starts, that's when ours will start. And just check on X. Try and put it on Blue Sky and on Facebook. Try and put a schedule, as I said, for the next couple days. Because we've got, Final Battle tomorrow night, Saturday,
We might do a
maybe something during the day. Sunday,
We're not doing anything Sunday.
we're taking off because the Lord rested on the Sabbath. Monday, we're doing a Monday Night Raw watch along. And then Tuesday, Christmas Eve?
We're also doing AW Weekly on Monday.
Oh, and we're doing AW Weekly and then a Raw watch along on Monday. And then Tuesday is Christmas Eve.
I think so.
We're doing nothing on Christmas Eve, nothing on Christmas Day.
We said Christmas night we might do something.
We're doing nothing on Christmas Eve, nothing on Christmas Day.
Okay, never mind.
He's running the center of the ring.
And I highly doubt if we're doing anything on December 26th either. So
And Luger.
I'll put this all on X so you can keep track of what I'm saying.
I asked for a bunch of books for Christmas, so 26th is going to be reading day in my household.
Bagwell takes him right back down to the mat.
/ New Movies Day.
He had blinded Luger.
Oh, just for movies.
Below the eyes. Luger did not know how close he was to the ropes.
I asked for the Event Horizon Super Duper Special Edition with the deleted scenes, which would have made it NC-17 rated
Nice.
because I love that fucking movie. And I asked for the collection of Police Academy 1 through 7, which are some of my favorite comedies. At least 1 through 4 and 6 are some of my favorite comedies. 5 and 7 below. Not sure what happened there, but
You can't buy a box set without them, though.
no.
What are you doing?
I'll probably end up selling 5 and 7, honestly.
Knees up towards his midsection and catch the midsection of Bagwell as well.
I might give him another watch, but I probably will end up selling Police Academy 5 and 7. So if you're out there in the market for Police Academy 5 and 7 on Blu-ray, just maybe get at me. I don't know if they all come on separate discs or what the deal is going to be. So yeah, 5 and 7, no good. I can recommend the rest of the series very highly. Very funny. On PC, they don't make them like that anymore, unfortunately.
Clotheslines, here comes the
Lex Luger. Well, pick him up again.
I've never seen a good atomic drop. Do you have a wrestler that you think does like a really good one? Like, because they always stop like 5 inches below they would actually be kneeing them in the dicks, you know?
They're kneeing them in the asshole.
Well, their butts, okay, so between their crotch and the dude's knee or leg, there is always like 5 inches of air.
I think you're thinking of a Manhattan drop.
I'm thinking of Manhattan drop.
Let's see what he comes up with here. Up. And what are they?
Bam.
Wait, so what's an atomic drop?
Atomic drop is the reversal of a Manhattan drop,
Well, this will be good enough, I hope.
where you bring their asshole down onto your knee instead of their genitals onto your knee.
Yeah, but you still have to make contact with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, they stopped like 5 inches before contact.
I kind of like this. Let me see.
I shouldn't have like a wrestler was known for their atomic or Manhattan drops. Is that what Atom Bomb did? Oh, it's a missed opportunity.
Oh my God, the ref's dead.
This can be bad for the camp.
If you're just joining us, the referee is dead. We are at 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 2 seconds. Luger getting Bagwell up for the torture rack.
I've never seen a face like put their hands on the ref before, you know?
I have.
I'm sure you have. Yeah, you're seeing like women wrestling, man.
Oh, Macho Man comes in. Oh, that didn't work out.
Wow. He is a big dude. That is impressive.
Oh, 2 3/5, man, but whatever.
He's now wrecking salvages. There's still no referee.
Passing out to the floor, but here comes Big Sport.
What does he have in his That's exactly what it was. It looked like a
Belt.
It's a dog collar.
Dog collar. Is this going to be it for Sexy Lexi?
Oh, is that what he was called then?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
Doggone it.
Tell you what, guys. The fact is, Bagwell is out. So this is the touchdown. I don't know what this is for. Got ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match.
Oh, I forget she's with Lex. I thought she was looking for Macho. Oh, she's looking for Macho. This is when they're back together, I guess.
Mhm. Who interfered? Savage, Vincent, Norton.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that match?
It was good.
Trying to go ahead and take away. Already had interference, guys, from Vincent from the outside.
Yeah, the match has been pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Oh, it is their biggest show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Or as they build it, their biggest show of all time. So the matches better be good.
Mm-hmm.
See, you got the ref right there, guys. Got the team around that big old chain and leveled him out right there. Man, good running the board. And you look at the side, you look at a scorecard, if you're an WO, yeah.
Are the Nasty Boys not in WCW at this point?
No.
I like hearing that. You can tear it up. Well, one guy that wouldn't call it like that, BJJ killing WCW. Get there from breaking up tonight with his threat to punch. Probably to bring speed. On the whole stuff, you know, all the moves.
What do you think they're cutting out when it goes to black like that? Like ads for stuff?
Yeah,
No.
backstage interviews, and here we go.
I thought they would leave backstage interviews in.
What?
But I would think they would leave the backstage interviews in. So there haven't really been any.
Well, it wasn't as commonplace a thing as it is now, so I was just kind of guessing.
Hmm.
And said, give me the belt. Let me give it back to the champion. Don't steal it. Win it.
This should be a good one. Yeah, Hennig defending the U.S. title against DDP.
Three, four.
Let me tell you what.
Hennig,
Oh
he's one of my
my
favorites.
God, no.
One of my very favorites.
Worked a lifetime as an underdog.
And we are at 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 57 seconds.
All right, Mike. So close for time.
Is this his real music?
No.
Alright, it did
His
sound-
real music sounded very close. It sounded as close to Smells Like Teen Spirit as you could get without getting sued.
And what another great example this is of WCW unity. The fact that Diamond Dallas Page stepped in to take this match, originally scheduled to be Kurt Hennig against the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Well, remember, it was DDP leading the charge a couple of weeks ago on Nitro in Charlotte, North Carolina, when they took Ric Flair's flag out again, and he got on the microphone and said, Hennig, I want a part of you. So DDP can be seen as the leader of the unity.
How old was GDP when he got into wrestling? He was older, right?
He was older.
Yeah.
Shot.
He was around, he's late 30s at least. I mean, at the youngest.
Yeah. That's interesting.
DDP. Can he diamond cut him? I believe he can. Rolls him up. Now Page immediately going for win. Ribs take. Story. Diamond Dallas Page is in professional wrestling. And tonight can be his biggest night.
Speaking of older men, where's the president, everyone?
In a bunker.
Where's the fucking cocksucking president?
We expected it. You gotta go in.
Got drones flying off the West Coast. We got drones flying in off the East Coast.
Later on.
Drones over military bases.
Huh. I didn't realize there was a West Coast.
Yep.
Interesting.
They just don't get included in the news stories. But yeah, California, Oregon have been reporting them too.
Learned.
Base title for DDP right here. Kurt Hennig.
And where's the cocksucking president?
Page folks has worked for us so
Bunker.
Or the cocksucking vice president?
Different bunker.
Bunker. Yeah, bunkers.
hard.
Trump ain't in no bunker.
He doesn't have a bunker.
You know he's got a bunker.
I think he probably has a panic room. I don't know about a bunker.
He's got a bunker.
Successful as DDP has been.
I told him a long time ago where all the facets of the game. If you know all the facts, if you know all the ins and outs, if you know the it can only make you better.
And has there ever been a wrestler as accomplished as Diamond Dallas Page? Making a championship in our sport. Opportunity this is tonight.
Telling ya.
With that U.S. title at stake.
Something's going down tomorrow.
Did DDP invent the cutter, or is that just like he's most associated with
I'm
it?
not sure, but as far as I know, yes. But he's definitely the most associated with it.
Mhm.
Although now you could make the argument that Randy Orton is most associated with it. But whatever you call it, whatever you don't call it, it's a diamond cutter.
play through the pain, and great champions are guys that can do that.
I tell you, I had never seen anyone do it until DDP did it.
Mhm.
The new
But I've only been watching wrestling since, like the 80s and 90s, so that's all I have to go by.
I don't think I ever connected the fact that the RKO is the diamond cutter.
Where do we sign?
That's still what I call it. RKO. Get the fuck out of here. That's a diamond cutter. Bam. This is going to be a good one here.
I think I just disliked Randy Orton so much. I never really put much thought into the things he does other than his snake arms.
And really change the direction of our sport. Watch it. Dallas, don't make a mistake by going out there outside there.
What's Mr. Perfect's finisher?
Perfect Plex.
On the outside.
Or here, the Hennig Plex,
Huh.
which is it's a fisherman's suplex.
Oh, okay.
He holds you, he grabs your right leg and his
Hmm.
left arm, throws you over, and bridges it into a pin.
Awesome. I love a fisherman's suplex.
Mm-hmm.
Throw first across that steel cable.
Straddle on the rib cage once again. All the way.
Do you miss finishers being finishers?
Yes. Yeah. It made it so much more special, so much bigger a pop. Yeah, when a finisher was a finisher didn't mean, oh, he gets a 2 count. Oh, he got to hit his finisher again. Oh, it's a 2 count. He hits his finisher for the 3rd time, so now no one even gives a fuck. 3 count. Fuck that shit. A finisher needs to be something where you hit it, it's over. And the way you can just get by that is your opponent obviously has it scouted out because they know that's your finisher. So you can keep teasing it. They can keep getting out of it, reversing it, this and that. And then eventually you hit it and the match is over. That's how you do a finisher.
Steel steps, knowing the condition of his neck and his ribs. We've seen him come back from greater.
So yes, it pisses me off.
He talking to
I'm
him
sorry.
earlier today and
Did you
analyzing.
see DDP kick off a piece of the camera
No.
when he got thrown out of the ring? His foot hit the camera and like the little thing that goes around the lens came off.
On crowd support, I think Diamond Dallas Cage, when you called him the people's champion, that's really the epitome of that.
You can see that the bandage had some padding in it as well from DDP. And now he's just not in there.
DDP is the face, correct?
Hennig's in the NWO.
Oh, okay. God, every fucking person's in the NWO.
All heels. Well, do you not pay attention when their entrance music plays and it's all the same?
I forget.
It says it even. It says it a bunch of times.
It's been a long day. By the time he gets to the ring, I don't remember what. Like when the match starts, I don't remember what his entrance music was.
Let us not know.
Except for DDP's because we talked about it.
So Hennig was in the Four Horsemen and at Full Brawl 97 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Kurt Hennig, as I said, on the Four Horsemen team, he slams Ric Flair's head in the steel cage door repeatedly, thus turning on the Four Horsemen and joining the NWO. So he had been in the NWO for just about 3.5 months at this point, Hennig.
But Hennig has a foot to the face, and he runs right through DDP. Lariat makes a cover. Randy Anderson makes a count for 2 that time. And if you look at the background of Hennig, you look at the
Do we
background.
just have one more match after this? The main event?
I don't know. No way.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrestlers, really thought.
The whole focus of the NWO.
So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're at 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 24 seconds.
All of the
And
legends.
Kurt Hennig
Cheating.
cheating against DDP.
Shameful.
Start their new legends. And if you think about that, would mean just taking the records that Kurt Hennig's father had and throw them out. What about Bret Hart's father and throw them out?
There's Mortis, Alex Wright, James Vanderberg, otherwise known as the Sinister Minister, Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Cat Ernest Miller, Sonny Ono.
Why would Alex Wright be next to Vandenberg when Mortis was right there as well?
And why does Mr. Anderson not see his foot used as leverage on the rope right here? Was he out of position?
See that Sting Hogan shirt? That's cool. The camera guy
Yeah.
has it on? Yeah, it's awesome.
It's not inside of him. He's got to be out before he gives up. That's hard to do. Right there, stand steady to the test. Well, look how hard that is. He's got that clamp down, Dallas, trying to get that arm off of his neck and cutting that air off, trying to get himself up. Using a lot of energy right here.
Jawbreaker.
That was funny the way he sold that.
Back up Page to get back in. Oh, right hand from left field, and there's a left.
Go to the midsection. And a right cross side of it. They are going to now. Again, back and forth. Third day. It's tough. Yeah, there you go. It's one-on-one now. A left and then a right cross. Knocked him out of the ring.
It's a WCW fighting spirit.
That's exactly what it is. He said, he said, one of them never walked in easy. That's the thing.
Page follows out a slingshot. Tossing him over to his field. And out into the crowd.
What she doing?
Bringing back the drums.
Good. Take a pee.
You can't win it like that. That's exactly right. And Randy Anderson's very, very high in his count now. DDP's going to roll in, hit it. Up to 9, and he finally comes in. What a good offensive display we see. Diamond Dallas Page right there.
Trying to make a wish.
What's he talking about, brother? Is that one of the
Who's Iron Mike?
Mike Tyson?
That's what I thought. Is he on commentary?
Oh no, the Iron Mike 10A.
Oh,
That's what they're calling him.
I was like, I don't hear his voice. It's pretty distinctive.
Counter by Hennig.
Oh, what a shame that would have been. And DDP kicked away. Hennig now arguing with Randy Anderson.
You'll all be glad to know that the FBI has. The investigators have found no evidence of large-scale unmanned drone activity, despite the recent uptick. So just set your minds at ease. Nothing's happening. I'm sure they're telling us the truth.
That'll be so interesting, like a year from now, when people like watch the show and we're talking about the drones, because like they'll know, you know.
The man's not going to get back up.
Well, hopefully,
He's maybe going on digging.
Shit.
or they'll be like, "What drones are they talking about?"
That's what it is. Page knows it.
Ooh,
Very good right there.
this match has been very good.
Has taken a tremendous amount of punishment.
Yeah, all the matches have been good, except the Goldberg match.
Wasn't that bad.
Last ditch effort on the
It just wasn't much of anything.
Yeah.
suplex, the Hennig flex, and dropping down to an armbar. Both men are weary at this point.
A lot of times, Mike and Steve, you know as well as I do, it's that last ditch effort that is the difference between being a champion or not. If you have it, look at Pace falling on hands and knees to get to his opponent. Both men back up basically at the same time. Forearm shot to the ear. Hennig sends DDP in. DDP catches the man.
Bam.
Getting covered.
People love the diamond cutter. That's it.
Awesome. You know what we should do? We should have their actual theme music like queued up. So when it starts playing a fake one, we just mute it and play the real music.
We would get kicked off of YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. Never mind.
If you look at the man walk out through the fans,
How appropriate to celebrate with the crowd.
absolutely, this is a win for the hard-working men and women around the world.
Just imagine you're hearing Smells Like Teen Spirit right now. If you're not old enough to know what that means, look up Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. That's that band that they sell the t-shirts for at Walmart now.
A huge number of my students like love Nirvana, and they were born like way after that.
No, they don't.
I hear them listening to it. They sing it sometimes when they're in my room. They loved. Oh,
Want me to come talk to them?
my god, no! I can also see their computer screen, so I can see their like Amazon Music playlists and stuff. There's a lot of Nirvana.
Get hurt. These indies coming to the world on. And all the next two matches, both night which way Nitro goes. We'll find out who will be the champion. All right. Wow, that was exciting.
That's the way you get momentum on your side. The fruits of Diamond Dallas Gage's labor pay off.
And you can also log into the internet. Here is the current cruiserweight champion, Eddie Guerrero. Earlier tonight defeated Dean Malenko.
So yeah, every way to connect. You can call the number. You can go to WCWWrestling.com and you hear Eddie talking about wrestling.
To find out what's going on.
Why would you pay for the 1-900 number if you can just listen to that for free?
900 number has the scoops.
Oh,
Now then, telling you, I got a run through grilling. I'm about to get my own. You need to put my car, get my own wrestling thing out from under my old tires. Bring it in here. Wow, I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Starrcade 1997 continues with the following wonderful specials.
pretty monochromatic.
There we go.
Yeah.
Introducing first.
What, the set?
Yeah.
Yeah, the set
And
sucks.
the logo, like,
That
not
sucks.
good.
No. Boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Good hard, gets one of the as he makes his way to the ring, the switch to the ring.
So this is his first appearance in WCW.
As I remember it, yes.
Remember what it said, Eric Bischoff, not relying on me for
Oh, I forgot about this match.
What match?
Flair versus Bischoff. Is that what's happening?
What can happen
I think that was a different show.
Oh. Oh, Dave Windsor.
What?
Yeah. I did not know he was known as Easy E.
Mhm. No, yeah, it's Larry Zbyszko versus Eric Bischoff.
Oh, why did I think it was Flair?
I think Bischoff and Flair fight next year on Starrcade. Yeah, we got 2 matches left here, folks. This one we have Eric Bischoff of the new World Order, and he's taking on Larry Zbyszko, living legend in his own mind. And if Bischoff wins, the NWO controls Nitro. If Zbyszko wins, WCW remains in control of Monday Nitro. And your special guest referee, Bret Hart. Because when you bring in one of the best wrestlers in the history of the world, what role do you want him to serve? Referee, of course.
Eric Bischoff, not on steroids.
No.
Right now, Eric Bischoff. No one has the key on the press line to get ready to come out and take some sugar time on him, baby. Not talking sugar home. Well, we're here the Nitro League. Where's the big go fighting for WCW?
I just noticed Brother Fluff's last word in his name. Do you think he's from Salisbury?
What?
It says Salisbury. Do you think he's from Salisbury, North Carolina?
I hadn't thought about that. Could just like Salisbury steak. Yeah, speaking of which, those of you out there watching, I know you're there. Feel free to talk to us. Share your thoughts. As long as you don't act like a jerk. Talk to us. We'll talk back. It's fine. Yeah, here we have Larry Zbyszko. There's an announcer coming out of semi-retirement to take on Eric Bischoff of the NWO, and the winner gets control of Monday Nitro.
That's how all corporate decisions should be made. Pay-per-view level matches.
That'd be cool.
Destiny is knocking in this confrontation. Boy, he looks good. You know what? He's been there before. See, that's what I'm saying. Eric's in uncharted water.
He said uncharted waters.
Yeah, he's fun.
He said, "Hey, trust me." I said, "Oh, like actually, I can't do what he told me." So I hope that is the case here. Boy, it's great to see. So, it's good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Smart. And saying, you know, it's like a guy that chicken feet. You wonder what am I doing here? You know, well, this song now. Lady of my Larry Fishkill has.
I'm gonna have to join you soon on your camera. I got 16% left.
Trying to talk to you about the $1 million.
I was wondering what the hell kind of shoes he's wearing. What is that?
You need to get a new phone, babe. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Larry Zabisco, professional wrestling, former heavyweight champion of the world.
Phone should not be dying after like
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Hmm.
I like it, baby. You go. Styles and ladies and gentlemen.
Are those some sort of martial arts shoe where there's like bare feet on the bottom and just like plastic straps?
I assume so. I know Eric Bischoff is a martial arts student.
Right there, nice. Trying to little kick there, but that wasn't right. I'll say what did I know? Just straight kick.
Feeling a process in the opening minute of this matchup.
Get your hands on it, legend.
So Eric Phillips can celebrate that.
Yeah, now you're gonna celebrate that. And I'll take the one away from him. There you see Bret Hart right now. Getting down on the stretches. I think Scott Hall ain't what it's supposed to be.
I feel like if Brett wasn't in the ring, this would be the bathroom match, right?
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going right now.
Larry find it very difficult now to try to go and get something going on. If he can get a hold of Bischoff here, he will put his back leg over his front foot.
Now, the history in the past of these mixed martial arts type matchups, the wrestler not only survives but usually thrives because the martial artist, Eric Bischoff, with his karate background, is so one-dimensional. And Zabisco, if he's able to get Bischoff down to the mat,
My Bluetooth was on. I think that's why my phone died so fast today. Sorry.
Nothing. Nothing. Oh, what are we doing here? Instruction. This is where he said, yeah, I thought.
I guess if you're going to be a non-wrestler wrestling, it's nice to be the head of the NWO because you have a lot of good, solid wrestlers to advise you. Although, with all the people in the NWO, I don't know why, just Scott Hall, you know? I mean, not that Scott Hall is not awesome, but you think there'd be more people there.
Zabisco, many minutes. Oh, Zabisco. Yeah.
Zabisco,
Oh, yeah. Bischoff said, what was that? Well, that was one-handed slap. There you get that Dutch boy paint hairdo going for him, too, right there. That slap was right crooked. Had a big part running down the middle of it. Bret Hart, little warning to Larry Zabisco, but for what?
Oh, nice.
I'll tell you what, nice kick. That one connected. Nice kick, guys.
took Zabisco down.
Yeah. And Bret Hart over kicking with Zabisco as the Bischoff celebrates. Oh, yeah. There you go.
When I WALK her, will you do the dishes? Or we can do it vice versa.
No.
Huh?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
That's I need to like just be.
Huh?
I need to some time to do nothing for a little bit.
The dishes is what I said.
I heard you.
Do them. Don't do nothing.
I heard you. The dishes will be faster than walking her, is what I mean.
So for those of you just joining us, I appreciate it. Thank you. We're watching Starrcade 97, and we are at 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 35 seconds right now. We have Larry Zbyszko facing off against Eric Bischoff of the NWO. You might notice Bret Hart there. He is a special guest referee for some stupid reason. And so if Bischoff wins, the NWO gains control over Monday Nitro. If Zbyszko wins, WCW retains control over Monday Nitro. Who are you for, Kay?
Eric Bischoff.
Really? Why?
I like him. I like the NWO.
Why? They're the
It's
bad
interesting.
guys.
Yeah, but it's interesting. And he's like the creator of all of it. And so I think the story is going to be more interesting since he's writing himself into it.
That time is right on his shoulder out the ring post. Zbyszko needs to stay away from the.
Who are you for?
Scott Hall. Look at this right here.
Bischoff.
Bret Hart doing getting in his face again.
I'll tell you what, he's really needing having on very difficult.
I love the NWO. I like the good guys too.
Mm-hmm. You should do a time check. We've had a bunch of people join.
I just
Oh, did you?
did it
Sorry.
2 minutes ago.
Sorry.
Open your fucking ears.
Open your fucking butt.
That was good. At first. Yeah, I love every bit of it. I'll tell you what, he really got hurt in that team too.
But yeah, if you have just joined us, thank you. And we are at 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 21 seconds into Starrcade 97. We have this match for control of Nitro, which probably going to be the worst match of the night, I believe. And then we have the main event: Hollywood Hulk Hogan of the NWO defending the world title against Sting, who had not wrestled in about a year and a half at this point. One of the most anticipated wrestling matches of all time. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It really was one of the most anticipated wrestling matches of all time. Because all we had seen Sting do for months and months was rappel down from the ceiling and beat the shit out of the NWO with his rubber baseball bat. So, or plastic or whatever it was.
Zbyszko on the ropes. Nitro on the line. Red Hart still in really controversy. I mean, he should be in the middle of it. He's trying to get Bischoff off of here because he's on the ropes.
So who you for in the main event, Kay?
Sting.
Sting? I thought you liked the NWO.
I like the NWO, but I love Sting.
I said.
Who are you for?
I don't want to say because it might give it away.
Okay. I don't care for this.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Why are they boxing in my wrestling ring?
I don't know. It sucks. Waste of time. So while this is going on, we're talking about some of the pressing matters of the day. So what about old Luigi Mangione? What about him?
It's got a really fun name.
I'll tell you what I think about Luigi Mangione. You know, in the French Revolution, once the noble people, once they accrued enough wealth, the proletariat stormed their castles, drug them out, and started lopping their heads off one by one by one. And eventually, the French learned the lesson. So I think, perhaps, perhaps the alleged killer Mangione, perhaps he's the first strike in another such fight. And as Americans, I think we may need to really,
Oh my god, that was dangerous as fuck.
yes,
Jesus.
fucked it up. As Americans, we need to make the decision of, do we support such things? Do we not? Do we follow suit? Do we not? And we need to make those kind of decisions soon. So I urge you to think about the ramifications of what Mangione has done, allegedly.
Oh,
What Mangione may have not done, and what happened in the wake of it. Whoever killed that CEO, evil CEO person. So something to consider.
okay, back to what's happening on the screen. So a fucking metal plate just flew out of Bishop, like 5 minutes ago. Just flew out of Bischoff's like shoe. Did that go into fans? Like, oh, that's scary.
Yeah. And Bret Hart now has Scott Hall and a sharpshooter. Neither of these men are in the match.
Mhm. The match is over, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
What a picture that is. And look at this picture.
Why would you think it's over?
Because Bret Hart is attacking someone and he's the ref, so I thought maybe the match was over.
It's wrestling.
I see.
I didn't hear a bell.
I was listening about the ramifications in the future of America.
Maybe it was over. Fuck. I don't know. Zbyszko won.
No, they just rang a bell, like right before he raised his hand. Yeah, and before I go,
That one got 1 bone out of 5. Easily the worst match of the night. Only the second bad match of the night. Everything else has been very good so far. But yeah, Zbyszko beats Bischoff. And so WCW maintains control of Monday Nitro.
we need to take my off the stage, babe. My phone died.
I need a cord.
There.
Scott Hall and raises the hand of what Larry Zbyszko.
1 second, folks. There we go. So as I was saying, do we follow suit? Do we cower in our corners and just wait for the rich to let things trickle down to us and have the money that they wish us to and have the surgeries to which we're entitled that they wish us to because it will, not hurt their profits enough? Is that the moment that we're at, or are we at a moment where we need to take control of our destinies? Something to think about, everyone. And if you're not sure, talk to someone you know who has health problems. And talk to someone who has chronic pain conditions. And talk to someone who has no insurance. Or talk to someone who has operations denied and help denied. And talk to them and see how they feel. And see how that makes you feel. And that's where we're at in this country. So I just wanted to share my thoughts with you.
Wrestling fans.
What do you think, Kay?
I'm ready
For
for the main event.
Class 4?
For the thousands in attendance.
No, if I'm a public school teacher, then I cannot advocate for class 4
From the capital city.
publicly. I would lose my job.
Washington, D.C.
You gotta get a new phone.
Ladies and
No, I will. I'll look tomorrow.
gentlemen, let's get ready.
You just won't last long enough to do anything with it.
Mhm.
Man who came in the household word. His faith and his persona on record.
I really approve of like any belts playing like the guitar, like a guitar, you know.
I believe Hogan's pretty much the one who started that. I don't know if he was the first, but he's definitely where it comes from today.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get a new phone.
Yeah, I will tomorrow. Then. I can't do it right now. So Asa can't tell me who he's for in this match, but you guys can. Feel free to throw it in the chat. Don't tell me who wins that because I don't know. But I'm first staying.
What she just said is don't tell her who wins, though, because she does not know. But who are you for?
Here we go. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger.
I know you're out there, people.
That's neat.
I said like up or forward or something.
Me?
Yes. It's like we're at the planetarium.
Mm-hmm. Saying laser light shows have made a lot of progress since then. That's neat.
What?
They're flashing Hogan's picture up in time with the like staccato pyro.
Sting has returned to the wrestling ring. Here,
Yes, obviously I'm for Sting here.
to reclaim WCW's title.
I don't think. I guess that's not giving it away. McKay is for Sting. So those of you out there in internet land or wherever you are,
The franchise of the entire organization.
for whom are you?
With Nick Patrick, the referee. No lack of controversy surrounding.
Hulk Hogan, for whom does the bell toll? Does it toll for thee?
This is breathtaking. The city is the same look that he has had now for 18 months. Oh, he has only smiled one time on our television program. The same look he gave Hogan. Remember, the same look he gave Hogan the night the contract was signed. And look at the arms. Looking really good, Sting. Hogan shoves and a slap to the face. The bell here off and running. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad you could be with us for this moment.
You haven't seen a whole lot of Hogan, have you?
Mm.
Still. You gotta go back. I gotta educate you about Hogan.
The reality of the matter is they come with question marks. What kind of condition is Sting going to be in his matchup against Hogan? Is he going to show any signs of ring rust? Not in the ring competitively for well over a year.
But you know, let me respond to that by saying of all of Sting's attributes when he was leading WCW, cardiovascular conditioning, strength, endurance, the way he put on the scorpion deadlock at that time, his number one
Hogan's looking pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
his number one driving force was his fight. And I don't think that is something that you can get with the Well, you know, as y'all was soliloquy and I was looking closely as they maneuvered around. Fast pace is not the clue here. It's gotta be really far out and don't make mistakes. If
I believe Hogan sucks is the chant.
it's like, I doubt that he is. He looks in great condition, great shape, steady in his eyes. But let's go to the other side of the coin. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. There has never been an athlete in our industry or in any industry that has kept the imagination of the fans and has been at the height of battle as this guy. And I really believe it burns inside of him that Sting has to be beaten by him, nobody else. Hogan gets a big shot in, Sting gets a big away. But he bounces back up. They'll stay. Big 24 on Sting. Bounces back up again. Come on. That word. Heroes. Has to be a sticky funny. Remember, for so many years, Hogan was a hero. There are many wrestling fans, many of these things around the world. The punches anyone, the hero that Sting
Hogan taking it to Sting in the final and the opening moments here.
personnel.
You know what a lot of people said should have happened is Sting just comes out, whips Hulk Hogan's ass, 2 minutes, new world champion.
He's got to come out and get it done himself.
What do you think?
Got to defend the honor of Hollywood.
I think Sting fans would be excited that he won, but I think they'd be disappointed that this was their main event and they only got a 2-minute match.
What it's all about.
I would be disappointed in that.
Rolls out of the right 3 times. Sting. Sting drop kick. It sure was. Sprawls into the floor. A lot of spring in those legs. And maybe he has been off a long time, but you can see it.
I met Sting last week.
Years beyond.
2 weeks ago.
So Disco defeating Bischoff.
He did, it's true. He has photographic evidence. I met Darby Allin instead of Sting. He was very nice. He's much taller than I thought he was.
Hogan, not there.
Not only to have our program back, but to have Sting with the world title belt. Remember, Hogan, in the battles he had with Piper, would come out and lie. And the reason he could lie was because he still had that world title belt around his face. Very cautious. Sting has taken a cautious approach. Never got over anxious so far in this battle as he took some heavy blows.
Oh, I was thinking he's got like really bad hat hair, but I didn't remember him wearing a hat. It's that like bandana that he ties around his head. Hogan.
Hat head, he's bald.
No, look at the back of his hair. Like instead of hanging straight down, it's got a big dip in it. And that's from where he ties the bandana around his head.
Sends him out. Sting sends him down to the bottom and dropped it. And the question was, has he lost anything? I think he's gained something here.
Well, he certainly has unleashed it.
He doesn't want you to say it. He's embarrassed covering it.
And it has Hogan reeling.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
So, as more of you come in, we are at 2 hours, 31 minutes, 34 seconds. Got about 11 and a half minutes to go in the show.
Want to see him, except when they're there.
Kind of flew by.
Mm-hmm.
Good show. Very good show for the most part.
Wrestling was pretty excellent.
Except in 2 matches.
Yeah.
But Patrick holding Sting back. Sting goes
Yeah, WCW, they were on fire at this point. They were clicking on all cylinders, as they say.
get under his skin here. But I think it's a nice tape.
Firing on all cylinders, I think is what they say.
That's what they say.
And using his drop kicks. Striking early, but staying in focused in his mind. I can lock it. That was a mix of one. Looking on the Hogan.
Answer some of the questions we had about the power and strength of Sting as he was easily.
It's really impressive how few times like wrestlers get caught like calling a match, you know, on the mics.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, it's very impressive, I think.
And Hogan, he's got a good wide vertical base.
That's part of the craft.
Yeah.
Some are better at it than others.
Mm-hmm.
Fight it off with a top wrist lock attempt, and Sting shows his strength.
Yeah, we forget about Hogan sometimes and the power he had. I mean, and you've seen right there as he started to power out of that thing to a top wrist lock, Sting went ahead and clamped back down on him. And each second that goes by in this matchup right here, it's Sting's pace, it's Sting's game. He can win this thing.
Oh,
We talk about mistakes, I'm Mike. See what I'm saying? Mistakes bring Norton off. Something bad happens sometime. Right now, Hogan has Sting down. I'll give you another mistake. Hogan wheeling around, rapping. Looking out of the fans that time.
so you know who you want to win. Who do you think is going to win?
Sting.
Why?
Because I love him and I want him to win.
Oh, dear.
But knowing Hulk Hogan's gonna win
Sting told him to suck it.
because he has creative control.
See, if you're out there, if you're not aware what K means, in his WCW contract, Hulk Hogan had what's called creative control, meaning that any decision affecting his character or match outcome had to be approved by him for it to occur.
which is crazy.
It's not crazy considering that the man has built his life and his fortune off of portraying a certain character. And he doesn't want just Jim, Joe, Schmuck, and Foe being able to alter that character as they see fit. So I think it's trying to talk. So I think it's a pretty smart thing for him to have put that in his contract because he doesn't know who the fuck's going to be running WCW in 5 years. What he does know is that he'll still have his creative control in 5 years.
I didn't mean it was shocking for him to want that. I meant it was shocking for a company to give control over to a wrestler for like all of their stories and stuff. Is surprising.
He's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if Michael Jordan will sign with you and he says, well, I'll sign with you, but you always got to start me. It's like, well, okay, no shit. We'll fucking start you. Sign with us.
Mhm.
Same deal.
Nobody home on the outside. Nobody home, guys. As this match goes on, you become familiar once again with the There's not next. We saw the sticker splash. The kicks in the corner. That's right. That Sting has brought to the sport. The things that made him one of the true great stars, and now at the mercy of one of the best. He made us feel the best ever. And there's a lot of Hogan raised back. And Sting goes down. Now, Patrick just got over there right there. Yeah. As Sting went down the heat, he got Hogan rolling back in the ring right here.
Hogan's pretty much beating the shit out of Sting, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, disappointing.
Crowd almost in stunned silence.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? And I often run up this question.
I think he'll rally.
When he knows he has Hogan beat, will he go just to win or to destroy the man? I mean, there's a hatred that has ruled our sport for 18 months. Yeah, but that's the win. It's a win. Like I said, it's fanfare, the fireworks are over. It's burning just as fast in Hollywood as it does in Sting. Now go back to your question. What would it take when you're injured or down like Sting is to come back to get back on top of this situation?
And especially you have to keep in mind that the prize to the winner, the most prestigious championship in our sport. Tony, you talked about the history before. Behind that World Heavyweight Championship belt. Sting needs to bring that belt home to WCW. Sting needs.
Damn. There's his finisher.
Come out and take it.
Mm-hmm.
Inside.
Nick Patrick had the best ref bumps. So see what happened is Nick Patrick was supposed to give a 3 count. He was supposed to give a fast 3 count, and then Bret Hart comes and gets the bell. He's like, no, that's fucking bullshit. You gave him a fast count, motherfucker. But Nick Patrick just gave him a regular 3 count, making it look like Hogan won the match fairly and squarely, and Bret Hart is just being a crybaby because he wants Sting to win.
They're clearing the ring now. Here is Hart. Sting is out to the top. Can he put it on him? Can he put it on him? Here it comes. Sting. He's going to break back. It's going to be a deadline. Pointing at Bret Hart. Trying to get him over. Can he get him turned? There it is. Something about it. Jumping on him.
Do you know why Sting chose the name Sting? I know you read a lot of wrestling things.
I don't know. The Sting, New World Champion.
Is he gonna be able to scrub the spray paint off, or do they give him a new belt? Or just keeps it with NWO on it?
He doesn't keep it with NWO, so I'm not sure. I bet he gets a new belt.
Mhm.
There's Adam Bomb. There it was. Brian Clark for 1 second.
I don't recognize him without his goggles.
There's Laparca, Silver King.
Steve, world heavyweight champion. I'll tell you what, it's breathtaking here, guys. Just stand here. I know around the world, WCW has risen from the ashes. And we are seeing WCW athletes move everyone, their enemies, alongside each other, helping stand unity. WCW has come back and has now taken Nitro back, has garnered the U.S. title, and has brought the world title back.
Pretty good show, all in all. We're not leaving just yet, folks. We got our things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good show. What'd you think?
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, great show.
And for the first time, Steve,
And they have left me with a very satisfying main event conclusion.
What's your main event conclusion? Sting screaming Mamacita into the camera?
No, no, him winning the
Oh.
title.
around Steve,
Who else is in there? Rick Steiner.
the NWO
Some dude with a dumb haircut.
Oh my God.
Alex
that's
Wright.
terrible.
Mortis.
just today, the NWO can fight us.
Yeah, the credits are rolling here. Well, as I said, we're not done. We got just a little more to say. Just kind of want to see the little credit sequence here.
Listen to the exciting music.
They built it up as a big show, and they delivered. I'm not sure if they delivered as much as they thought or as people hoped. I mean, even looking back 27 years and not being like right in the thick of these storylines, I think it delivered pretty goddamn well. I mean, just in knowing WCW versus NWO was the crux of these storylines, I think it delivered.
One of the production jobs was librarian. Maybe they're
Well, I think it means to go and get the past highlights and things like that. And
Gotcha.
excuse me. You what's tomorrow?
Friday, the
What
20th.
are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Ring of Honor.
Oh, right. Well, that's it for Starrcade 97, but we're going to do our thing. Thanks for joining us. We are No Bones About Wrestling, Asa, and K Fabulous right here,
Hi.
the hostess with the mostest. And yeah, very good show. Very good show, I'd say.
Mm.
Hadn't seen that one in a while, and I quite enjoyed it. So before we get to our stuff, you got anything to say?
Nope.
All right. So we always do best match, worst match, and rating of the show out of 5 bones.
Mm-hmm.
So Kay, what are you going with? Best match.
That's a tough one. I'm going with the opener. Malenko versus Eddie. Worst match. I'm going the Goldberg match.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Yeah. At least the stupid. I mean, that's also a tough one because then you have the Eric Bischoff match. But at least that was like weird and like stupid and like silly entertaining. Stuff happened in it. I guess. In the Golder match, nothing really happened. And then rating out of 5 bones. I'm gonna go 4.5 bones. It was overall an excellent show. They're just losing a half bone for those 2 matches that were less than stellar because they put them on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna agree with some of those points. I'm gonna run down the match ratings I gave real quick. Cruiserweight title match: Eddie Guerrero defended against Dean Malenko. 5 bones out of 5. Excellent match. 6-man tag match: NWO team of Macho Man, Vincent, and Scott Norton beat the Steiner brothers and Ray Traylor. Very good match. 4.5 bones out of 5. Goldberg beat Steve Mungo McMichael. 2 bones out of 5.
Did you see the balloons?
I did not see the balloon.
Yeah, I don't know what we did, but a bunch of balloons just flew by.
Perry Saturn versus Chris Benoit. Excellent match. Perry Saturn won after the flock came out and interfered. 4.5 bones out of 5, even with the screwy finish. Then we had Buff Bagwell taking on Lex Luger. Again, we had interference from Savage, Vincent, and Norton that all led to Luger losing. Good match. I enjoyed it. 4 bones out of 5. A little slower pace, but good match. Then we had the U.S. title match. We saw DDP win the U.S. title from NWO member Kurt Hennig after a diamond cutter. 4.5 bones out of 5. So good matches here. Then we saw Eric Bischoff versus Larry Zbyszko. NWO versus WCW for control of Monday Nitro with Bret Hart as a special referee. 1 bone out of 5.
Yeah.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
And the main event, the WCW NWO World Title match, whatever you want to call it. Hulk Hogan lost the title to Sting. Sting beat Hogan by submission after Bret Hart refused to honor the end of the match and then called for the submission, which really is not how it should have gone. It should have gone like a 4-minute match. Hogan gets a little in, Sting comes back, Stinger splash, Scorpion death drop, Hogan taps out, crowd goes fucking crazy.
Mhm.
That's how it should have happened. Alas, it did not. 3 bones out of 5.
Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, good stuff, but I mean,
Mhm.
I like Hogan, I like Sting, but just based on what it should have been, what it could have been,
Yeah.
didn't do it. So for me, best match, yeah, I'm gonna agree with Kay. Eddie Guerrero beating Dean Malenko. That match was awesome right
Yeah.
off the bat for the cruiserweight title. Worst match, Larry Zbyszko beating Eric Bischoff. That was a waste of time. I think I went and used the restroom during that match.
You did.
Just an utter waste of time and a waste of Bret Hart as the guest referee. You just signed this motherfucker to like a $20 million contract or some shit, and you're going to make him the guest referee in a match between a retired wrestler and a non-wrestler? What are you doing, WCW? What are you
That's a
doing?
good question.
And rating out of 5 bones. Oh, give me a minute.
While he's thinking, feel free in the chat to throw your bone rating if you'd like. We generally go from 0 to not generally. We go from 0 bones to 5 bones. Half bones are allowed.
Solid card, very solid card, with 2 matches that weren't much and a main event that really was a big letdown. I'm gonna go with 4 bones out of 5. I mean, I definitely recommend watching the show. Very good show. But like I said, when your main event is literally in the year and a half in the making, and that is the match you deliver us, Hogan versus Sting, again, nothing wrong with the match. But in the view of the match being built for a year and a half, that's what was wrong with the match.
Yeah.
Um, Should have been more explosive. So yeah, 4 bones out of 5. Good show. You gave it 4.5. So yeah, Starrcade 97. Definitely recommend it. Hopefully you enjoyed it if you're watching here with us. I know some of you are. If you're watching it after the fact, I hope you enjoyed it also.
For those of you that joined us like partway through, if you want to see the match that both of us picked as the best match, it's the first match on the card.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like hunt for it. It's just right there.
Yeah, Malenko versus Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. And I would definitely recommend if you missed it to go back and catch it because it's awesome.
Very good. Well, that was good. DDP versus Hennig was very good. What else did we say? Oh, fuck yeah. Benoit versus Saturn was excellent. And even that 6-man tag match, I thought. Macho Man, Vincent, and Scott Norton versus the Steiner brothers and Ray Traylor. I thought that had some very good action. That was another good match. But yeah, so that's it for Starrcade 97 for us. We do have some things coming up soon. God willing, we're all here. Tomorrow night, Friday the 20th, 6:30. Can you look and make sure when this one it is? 6:30, Ring of Honor Final Battle. That is when their 0 hour starts. And that's Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I know we've got Chris Jericho versus
Matt
Cardona for the Ring of Honor title. I believe we've got Mark Briscoe maybe fighting someone. We've got some other good stuff.
Athena versus Billy Starks.
Athena versus Billy Starks.
For her title.
Yeah, for the women's title. There's Ring of Honor pay-per-views are always good. So 6:30, the 0 hour starts. That is when our coverage will start tomorrow. Saturday during the day, we may do something. So just watch X for an announcement. We may do some sort of Christmas wrestling or Christmas horror themed something on Saturday. Sunday is nothing. Sunday we're taking off. Monday at 6:30 we're doing AEW Weekly, and at 8 on Monday Wolf and I will be doing the Monday Night Raw watch along. And then what, Tuesday is Christmas Eve?
Yep.
We're doing nothing. Wednesday is Christmas. We're doing nothing. I might pop on here to just give a hi, how's it going? 5 minutes. Merry Christmas, all that, but that's it. And then we'll announce the rest of the schedule from there. But that's how we're looking. So once again, tomorrow night, 6:30, Final Battle, Ring of Honor pay-per-view coverage. Saturday during the day, something, maybe a Christmas horror movie. Sunday, nothing. Monday, AEW Weekly at 6:30 Eastern Time and Raw Watch Along at 8 Eastern Time. And then we are taking a bit of a Christmas break. Definitely taking the 24th and the 25th off, and probably the 26th as well. So I think the 27th would be the next time we'll see you after that. But we'll play it by ear. Just watch our X account, which is at No Bones Wrestling. That's at No Bones RASSLIN. I'll put everything there. I'll try to be better about putting things on Blue Sky and on Facebook. And thank you for joining us. And
subscribe and like.
Subscribe. Yeah, like this. That makes a big difference. Please like this. Share it around. Subscribe to us so you don't miss when we come on.
And if you love Starrcade, check out our archive of past watch-alongs. We did them last year in the month of December. We've done them this year, pretty much I think every week in the month of December.
Mhm.
So there's lots to choose from.
And Mac, yeah, you just missed it, but wrestling is the best ever. I
Yeah.
agree with you. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, the best ever. I gotta disagree with you there, but I'm glad you love it. NXT, the new ECW, most definitely not at all.
That's all right. We don't have to agree on everything.
We don't have to agree on everything. No, that's what makes wrestling so fun. But yeah, God bless you. Luigi, bless you. And I hope all the drones don't murder us all within the next week. And we will see you very soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Wave. Tell the people goodbye.
Bye.